Oklahoma Sports Network.
Telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
Welcome in to Racer Arena here on the campus of Newcastle High School. You are listening and watching on the Oklahoma Sports Network. I'm Reeves Mitchell alongside Jordan Ray, and we are really excited for an action-packed doubleheader coming up between the Newcastle Lady Racers and the Lawton Macarthur Lady Highlanders. Then we will have the guys game. After that, Jordan, how you doing tonight?
Good. I'm ready to get going here. I haven't called a game in Newcastle in a couple years, so I'm very happy to be here. Is it Reeves?
It's Reeves.
Reeves, okay. I was seeing Rives when we arranged this here. But, yeah, this is an interesting matchup here because it's a district game, and those district games in December weigh a lot more than they have when they weren't district games, if you know what I mean, because now they count the standings. Standings determine home court. So every game is so important when it comes to seeding, and it's a very interesting matchup as well because these are two teams, both sides, Newcastle and Lawton Macarthur, boys and girls, that have a good basketball program going, have good athletes. Each team's at a different place as far as experience, as far as where they're at and their ability to get to state and go forward, but a lot of talent all around, though. That's the big thing.
No doubt about it. It's going to be a really fun night here tonight between two really good girls teams here to start. Newcastle comes into this game at 3-0. You're probably wondering why they haven't played so many games. Well, most teams around the state played in various tournaments over the past week. Newcastle was not a part of any of those. So they're sitting at undefeated here at just 3-0 on the young season, while the Lady Macarthur Highlanders are sitting at 3-3 after coming off some really tough competition in their tournament they played against. I just learned that they played against a lot of 6A competition, so some hard games they're coming off of, Jordan, but a really good opportunity for both teams here tonight.
Yeah, and it will be our first time, well, not our first time. Lawton Macarthur started the season playing Altus, and that was on the Oklahoma Sports Network. But I think even though Altus girls are good, I think this is going to be a step up in competition. Newcastle, the Lady Racers, have a lot of momentum, even though they didn't play this past weekend. A week ago, when we were at this game, a huge victory against Del City, and they're very much in charge of their district right now.
Yeah, well, this is a good Lady Racer team, and I'm excited to watch them here tonight. Let's go ahead and take a quick break, and we will be right back with more pregame analysis before this ladies matchup. You're listening to the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
Introducing Pioneer's new fiber internet bundle plans. Start with gig fiber internet, then add up to 3 options like Arlo secure outdoor cameras and a video doorbell. Fast, secure, and made for you. Visit gopioneer.com today.
Welcome back into the Oklahoma Sports Network. This is Racer Arena on the campus of Newcastle High School. Great matchup we have here tonight. First, the girls' game between Lawton Macarthur and Newcastle Lady Racers. I'm going to toss it to Jordan real quick to go over some district standings before this matchup.
Yeah, so this is District 5A1, and these teams will play twice. They'll play again after Christmas break, of course, as we're nearing that point, down in Lawton Macarthur. In fact, I should have the date memorized. I believe it's going to be February 3rd. I could be off by a little bit there. But interesting, Bishop McGuinness played last time in the Oklahoma Sports Network. We plan on having a couple more of their games, actually, because they're a good team in both girls and boys. And they beat out by a buzzer beater. But they're really only on top because of kind of the schedule they played, although they did beat Lawton Macarthur earlier this season. But they played one more district game than Newcastle, so Newcastle has a chance to notch up with them. And don't be fooled by Del City's 1-1 record. The Lady Eagles went on to win the 6A tournament. I call it 6A. It's mostly 6A teams. They beat 3 6A teams. Edmond Santa Fe, they beat them badly. Amazing come-from-behind win against Owasso. Then they beat Mustang, who was a runner-up last year in 6A girls. So, point being, the Newcastle victory, the Lady Racers victory last Tuesday was no fluke. So, again, a lot on the line. Macarthur could really make a play here for finishing in the top 3. You really want to finish in the top 2 to host. If they can get a victory here and just kind of try to weather the storm and see if you can win that rematch against McGuinness when they get to play the Irish again. For
sure. I mean, a lot on the line here tonight in this matchup between Lawton Macarthur and Newcastle. Again, Newcastle just at 3-0 on the young season, but they're looking for another statement win here tonight after their past victory against Del City, who Jordan was just saying is a very good ball team and, is a team that's probably going to come along later in the season as well, coming off 3 straight 6A wins. Lawton Macarthur, though, it would go a long way for them as well, picking up a huge road win here in a hostile environment in Racer Arena. We are about 2 minutes and 15 seconds away from the national anthem here at Racer Arena. I'll go over the starting lineup for the Newcastle Lady Racers first. They are going with number 1, Jordan Richardson, a 5'10 sophomore. They're going with number 4, Reagan Grenoid, a 5'5 senior. Number 5, Amara King, 6'2 sophomore, so she's going to be a lot to wrestle with down low with that big size. Then we'll go with number 15, Kalani Kindred, 6'1 sophomore. And then number 22, Zaya Sims, a 6'3 junior. So there's a lot of size on this Lady Racers team. No doubt the rebounding battle is going to be one for Macarthur that they're going to have to really fight to win here tonight.
Absolutely. We'll talk more about the tall players for Newcastle. They all have different strengths that complement each other very well. Tim?
Yeah, and here we get the starting lineups. The starting lineups are presented by HMS Heating, Air, and Plumbing. HMS Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, serving residential homes and commercial businesses in Newcastle and the entire metro area for more than 40 years. Roger, Karen, Chris, and the team would love to take care of your HVAC and plumbing needs. Don't stress. Call HMS at 405-392-5413 or go to hmscomfort.com to view all of their services. Also, don't forget to ask about the Comfort Keeper program that provides discounts and keeps your system running smooth and reliable all year long. So that's HMS Heating, Air, and Plumbing. I believe we're about to have the national anthem here, so we'll go ahead and take another break and be right back with you on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Like there was a time when you'd have
Stuck inside for Wi-Fi? Not this summer. With Pioneer Fiber, get backyard Wi-Fi up to 950 feet from your home, so you can binge, game, Zoom, work straight from your hammock. Add it for just $9.95 a month or get it free with a gig bundle. That's cheaper than your cold brew fix. Visit a Pioneer store or gopioneer.com and level up your summer.
You can look up at our screen right here. That's our lifeboat. That's how we know what's going on at 14,700 foot.
Because you're completely blind otherwise.
That's correct.
People don't really understand the level of tech that's going on.
Yes, sir. Well, this whole thing is extremely high tech. I mean, just the ability to be able to drill down 13,000 feet and then put 90-degree turn in the well and then drill out another 3 miles.
It doesn't matter how casually you say it. It's a freaking miracle, man.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back into Racer Arena. This is the Oklahoma Sports Network, bringing you Newcastle Lady Racer basketball, as well as the Lawton Macarthur Lady Highlanders. We didn't get a chance to read the Lady Highlander lineup earlier, so I'll go ahead and give it to you right now. Number 5, Kayla Brown, a 5'5" junior guard, followed by number 25, Emma Hart, a 5'7" junior guard. Then we have number 12, Ariana Houston, a 5'5" junior guard. Then we have number 22, Anna Thomas. She's a 5'5" sophomore guard. And rounding up the starting lineup would be number 11, Maya Nettles, a 5'11" sophomore center. So certainly they are going to be lacking in the size differential here tonight against this Lady Racer lineup, but looks like a lot of athleticism out there for Macarthur as well. So going to have to use their speed and likely three-point shooting to cut into this Lady Racer attack, as, again, a lot of size on the side of Newcastle.
Yeah, and one of the interesting players I'm going to look out for Lawton Mac is, if she's playing, is Maya Hughes, although we had her in the starting lineup. Let's see if she comes out there, number 10, because she missed last year with an injury, but I saw her the year before, and she showed a lot of potential as a freshman.
Yeah, and as the Newcastle lineup runs out here onto the court, tossing some T-shirts into the crowd, that's a fun little tradition, looks like they do before the tip-off, and we are close to just that here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Should be a really fun matchup between a Newcastle team that, is looking to build their resume, I would say, at only 3-0 on the season, but, they could use a big win here tonight over Macarthur. And then on the other side, a Lawton Macarthur team that is coming in struggling a little bit, but on the same note, playing in a really good tournament can do that to you. So,
yeah, you want to play tough tournament games more than ever because there's just not much consequence for losing.
For sure.
So
the district games are the
districts.
most important. Yeah,
yep.
No doubt about it. So kind of like in college basketball, how we see teams really test themselves at the beginning of the season. That's kind of what Jordan's talking about here. So,
yeah, and it looks like Anna Thomas will be in the starting lineup for Maya Hughes. We'll see if we see Maya at some point in this game.
So we are just about ready to go here at Newcastle High School. Tip is won by Newcastle, and we are out and running. Layup up and good for number 5, Kayla Brown, and that's a really good start for Newcastle. Right off the tip, getting the layup.
It's actually King for Newcastle, same number.
Oh, yeah.
You'll get the
there we go.
rosters there going. And Anna King is not really a post player. She's a kind of a combo player. She can play outside and in. Sims is the inside player for Newcastle. Everyone else is just a tall guard, which is amazing to deal with, given how long they are.
So Macarthur with their first possession of the game, swinging it around the arc. Looking to get into their offense, but very good defense by the Newcastle Lady Racers thus far.
I mean, Macarthur was running a good 5-man out motion offense in the beginning of their last game against Norman North. They're stationary right now, so I don't know if they have a different game plan or if the Newcastle length is kind of distracting them from getting the ball movement they need. But that's what they got to have to compete against this type of team.
No doubt about it. Certainly a lot of length. Nice move in the lane there. Floaters up and good. That is number 12, Rihanna Houston, for Macarthur, and we are knotted here early.
Macarthur goes press.
Good look there for Newcastle. It won't fall. Rebounded by Anna Thomas. And Macarthur's out and running. So a couple good looks early as we get a blocking foul there on, I think that's going to be on Amara King, who scored the first basket of the game.
On that last possession for Newcastle, Reagan Greenroy, I don't pronouncing it right, probably rushed a shot there she didn't need to take. You want to work the ball inside every opportunity you have, and they had Sims underneath.
So Macarthur gets it under their own basket, passes out to Emma Hart, and they will set up this 5-out offense, as Jordan was referring to earlier. Steal there, though, down low, and Newcastle is off and running. Right-handed layup up and good. Amara King is 2 for 2 on the night.
See that on our replay by HMS.
Yep, all of our replays brought to you by HMS Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. Shot up and no good. Rebounded by Jordan Richardson for Newcastle, and they're going to go ahead and push the pace as the ball goes out of bounds. So a high pace for both teams early on.
This Lady Racer team, even though they're tall and they have a height advantage against almost everybody, they still want to run. They're not a team that just waits to get in the half court and go inside. They want to run. They did that against Del City. Took them by surprise, I think, and they're doing it here.
Floater in the lane, up and no good, but good follow on the shot. Goes back out to Greenroyd and then into the paint. Another floater up, no good. Another nice rebound, though, down low for Newcastle. They will kick it out for 3. And it is good. That's a 3-pointer brought to you by HMS Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. That's Amara King. She's up to 7 early points already. All the points scored for Newcastle thus far.
And she's like 6'2" and can make that shot.
Yeah, unfair.
Very unfair.
Shot in the lane, up, no good. Nice rebound down low by Newcastle. That was Zaya Sims.
Almost a walk, but didn't call it.
And kick to the corner for 3. Not going to fall, though. And good hustle by Newcastle to get the possession again. They have created a couple extra possessions thus far as Sims misses the layup in the lane, gets her own, goes back up, and puts it in.
Yeah, Jordan Richardson wanted to get that offensive rebound, but she realized that if Sims has it, and even though Jordan Richardson's tall, she's like 5'10", Sims is taller.
Yeah.
You want to let Sims get the ball and try to put it in, and that's what happened.
Nice play by Zaya Sims down low to score for Newcastle. Layup is no good, and Sims collects the rebound again. She wants to push on her own. Pass out to Amara King. She certainly won't hesitate from there, but she'll just give it to Sims down low. Missed the bunny, though. And Macarthur, as we said early on, may have some struggle rebounding. Finally, they're able to corral it there as they want to push here. Nice behind the back, right-handed layup up, and no good. I'll tell you what. That was a nice move by number 25, Emma Hart, for Macarthur as she will head to the line.
I like how Emma Hart's playing. She got jammed up earlier this game, but she made a nice move there to draw the foul. King for Newcastle swiped, and when you see that, if there's even a little bit of contact, the refs are going to call a foul when you swipe downward like that. And this is a needed free throw trip for the Lady Highlanders.
First one will not fall for Emma Hart. All of our free throws are brought to you by HMS Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. Don't forget to ask about the Comfort Keeper program that provides discounts and keeps you that system running smooth and reliable all year long. Second free throw will not fall, but nice offensive rebound by Lawton Macarthur.
Neither coach is happy. Newcastle's coach Perunovich can't be happy that they just kind of were flat-footed on that miss.
Pass down low, going to get away, but eventually they get it back, and the shot on the baseline is good. That's Michaela Blackwell ready after the ball was tipped away, and she drills the baseline jumper. Newcastle pushing off the break, though. Layup up and no good. Another offensive rebound, and that will be a foul down low. That's Kalani Kindred, number 15, for Newcastle, reeling in the offensive rebound, which they have had no trouble doing here early on.
Yeah, I don't know if they can stick with this press, talking about Lawton Macarthur. It has not fazed Newcastle at all. Again, they were probably watching a lot of Macarthur's games this weekend, at least some of them, and saw that they want to press a lot. And, Newcastle, again, they're tall, but they don't lack in ball handling and shooting.
Yeah.
And they play fast. So it's just a tough combination. The Lady Highlanders, at some point, may drop back into a more conventional half-court defense.
These free throws brought to you by HMS Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. As the second one falls, so Kindred goes 1 for 2 at the line, and we have a 10-4 game here with about 4 minutes left in the first quarter of play. A lot of action thus far here early, as Macarthur is really trying to find a rhythm on offense. This Newcastle defense has stifled them here early as Emma Hart loses the basketball, and Newcastle will push yet again. Don't really have numbers here, and I believe that's going to be a carry, and it is. So number 3, Giuliana Salas, called for the carry, and that will turn the ball back over to Macarthur.
A sub in for Newcastle, and anytime they bring in a sub, they're going a little smaller, but not necessarily slower.
Ball on the ground here. That's going to be a jump ball, I believe, and it is. So nice activity there by Kalani Kindred, who we've seen all over the court here early on.
Yeah, the press from Newcastle took the Lady Highlanders off guard. They weren't expecting it. And with a jump ball, Newcastle will have the next possession, which may be the beginning of the second quarter.
Pass down low. It's going to be stolen, and Salas has a breakaway layup. Nice recovery, though. That was number 12, Rihanna Houston. Really good effort there to get back in the play when it looked like Salas had a layup all by herself. So she will at least force the Lady Racers to inbound under their own basket and earn 2 points the hard way.
I was expecting a foul, so that was good defense by her not to foul.
Wide open 3 on the left wing. Not going to go, but Kindred, another offensive rebound. She wants to step out for 3. That's not going to go.
Over the back.
And we get an over the back on number 22, Zaya Sims, who's been very active as well for the Lady Racers.
Understandably, they think the Racers, they can get every rebound. Macarthur, if they box out cleanly, they can draw those over the back fouls.
Steal here, and Newcastle wants to run yet again. Left-handed layup up, and I thought that was going to be a foul, and eventually the foul is called.
So late whistle called by not the closest ref to that. So Coach Gentry for Macarthur probably not very happy that it was called by a different ref, not the one that had the closest view.
Number 14, Lily Taliaferro.
Which, by the way, I didn't tell you, that's Tolliver. I know it looks weird when you look at the spelling.
Well, there we go.
But
that makes it easier on me.
It is pronounced Tolliver. That's what Coach Brnovich told me, so whatever Coach says about his team is true.
Lily Tolliver at the line. She knocks down the first one, and I'll tell you what, she's got a nice left-handed shot. Was not expecting that. But she sinks the first one. And I think free throws are going to be a big story of this game, as it seems like Newcastle really likes to live in the paint.
Which are by the way, you're going to hear HMS mentioned a lot because they do a lot of sponsorship for Newcastle basketball, and we love them for it. And, yeah, Newcastle will get HMS a lot of free throw mentions just because of the way they play. They want to score in the paint, and they try hard to do it.
We've seen that early on for sure. Macarthur still looking to, settle into things offensively at least. Only 4 points on the board and not a lot of good shots so far. That could be a good one on the wing. It won't fall though. Amara King with the rebound. Gives it off to Salas, and she makes a nice pass but goes through the legs of Kindred.
It's too low of a pass. It's one of those where you either need to get it farther or make it a bounce pass to Kindred.
Kind of an in-between one there, and yes, especially when you're throwing to one of your centers, one of your big girls, you got to either hit her in the hands or, as Jordan said, give her a nice bounce pass. So Macarthur gets the ball back here.
Newcastle a three-quarters trap.
Shot in the lane, falls. That is number 12, Rihanna Houston, who's been a nice bright spot for the Highlanders thus far.
Still in the press is Macarthur. And that's the first time we've seen Newcastle force things in a way that leads to a turnover. So Coach Gentry staying with it. And, some coaches will do that. They're going to be committed to pressing, believing at some point they'll start to force turnovers, and that happened there.
So Tolliver travels down low, giving Macarthur the possession back, trying to cut into this lead, just settling into the game. Salas will steal it, though, and that's not going to help. full court pass down low and then stolen back the other way. So some sloppy basketball on each side. Macarthur pushing down low to Emma Hart. Thought she had a shot down low, but she says no, and then that ball's going to be tipped out of bounds. I'd like to see Emma Hart just take the layup right there.
Yeah, and in the case of Reagan Greenwood, that previous play for Newcastle, she probably should have just ate that ball and went out of bounds with it. That would have let her team, even though it's a turnover, would let her team set up a press. Macarthur didn't really take advantage of any numbers, though, but we'll see if they can run a good baseline out of bounds play here.
Yeah, good point there. You don't want to give any free fast break options as Kindred nearly gets the steal. Houston gets it back. Shot in the lane, doesn't draw iron.
It was a nice hop step, but King, again, with her height, forced to miss.
Kindred, open three in the corner, off the back iron. Nice hustle by Amara King, though. And she saves the ball. Ball's all over the place right now. Somehow Newcastle ends back with it, and Kindred has the basketball. She's going to drive in the lane and eventually be fouled. Man, if that's one, if you're Macarthur, you have to come away with.
I'm thinking the same thing because they had 2 or 3 players that should have had a clean possession there. And, of course, with Newcastle's size, they are very dangerous on these baseline out-of-bounds plays as well.
So inbounds pass goes into Amara King, and then another turnover.
Right idea. Go inside to Sims. Just not a great pass by King. Too high.
Yeah. So both sides getting a little sloppy right now. We've seen consecutive possessions on both sides with turnovers. And, you know, if you're Lawton Macarthur right now, you have to be pretty happy with where you're at, considering this was a 12-4 basketball game, but it seemed like Macarthur was much more in control a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, but they're getting sloppy too. Like right there, you cannot just dribble between 2 defenders like that. I believe that's Houston who's just trying to do a little too much there. And that leads to a turnover because Newcastle had the jump ball.
Yeah, and the length and good hands of Newcastle make it extremely difficult to do stuff like that as Tolliver makes a nice catch in the lane. She'll go up with the left-handed shot and put it in. That was a nice play by Lily Tolliver, fading away for the jumper, and our lead has ballooned to 8 points.
She's very confident in that mid-range shot. Really good option off the bench for Newcastle. Gives
Houston
them a lot of
needs
depth.
to give the ball up here. That's going to be a backcourt. And there it is. I think she was expecting to get a blocking foul at some point in that play, but the call never came, and it results in another Highlander turnover.
They're not getting enough help as Lawton Macarthur on these traps. You know, someone's open, but they're not, and it's part of the link to Newcastle. They cannot see that open player many times are the Lady Highlanders.
So 30 seconds left. Shot in the lane by Salas. No. Zaya Sims on the rebound. She had it swiped away, and Macarthur wants to push. Nice move in the lane. Floater is up and good by number 5, Kayla Brown. That was much needed for Macarthur as we get an HMS replay on that. Shot up from 3, no good, and Macarthur has another chance here, but nice defensive recovery by Amara King. And that's going to end our first quarter. Let me go over our first quarter sponsor here really quickly because I forgot to earlier. That's Focus Federal Credit Union. Want more money in your pocket? When you open a new MasterCard with Focus Federal Credit Union, you'll enjoy a low 1.99% APR for the first 6 months. It's a smart move for consolidating finances, planning for the holidays, or handling life surprises with confidence. Plus, you'll get all the perks of banking local, friendly service, fast support, and people who actually know your name. Apply at focusok.com today. Your vision, our focus. That was Focus Federal Credit Union, first quarter sponsor.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
Yeah.
All right, we're back.
Welcome back. This is the Oklahoma Sports Network, live from Racer Arena. Great matchup here tonight. After one quarter of play, it's the home team, the Newcastle Lady Racers, leading the visitors, the Lady Macarthur Highlanders, 14-8, as Macarthur is going to get first crack at things here in the second quarter. Jordan, anything that stuck out to you in that first quarter?
Just that Macarthur, as well as the Storm, in part Newcastle started to get less efficient on offense. They did not capitalize on a lot of opportunities they had.
So we get an air ball 3 on the first possession from Macarthur. Shot in the lane here by Newcastle, not going to go. Nice effort there.
That's the other thing. Macarthur's boxing out has gotten better, too.
Yeah, it has. That was Maya Nettles down low. She's 5'11". She's the 5'11" center, so she's about as tall as you're going to get for the Lady Highlanders. As Zaya Sims got a little too handsy there on the steal attempt, leading to the foul. But you got to give, again, number 11, Maya Nettles, a lot of credit for blocking out these big Newcastle forwards. So Highlanders get the basketball under the basket, trying to cut into this 6-point deficit they have built up early on, as that's a bad handoff attempt there, and it leads to a travel. So the spacing has been off for the Highlanders, no doubt. And Jordan, that's not a good sign when the other team is trapping you.
Yeah, when you trap like that, or you're going against a trap, you don't want to go for handoffs like that. That's just going to make things worse, and it makes the spacing really bad. You need good spacing and just know where your teammates are.
Yeah, and like you were saying earlier, there's always going to be a girl open if they are sending that trap. So Macarthur's got to do a better job at figuring that out, as their defense has really picked up on the other side, forcing the travel there on Sims.
Well, they just switched to a 2-3 zone, or maybe they've been in the zone for a bit, but it's a good zone either way. They were pressing earlier. You know, that's something I was wondering. If Dell City had done that a week ago, would that have made any difference against Newcastle because of their size? And we'll find out here. And it's a good start to the quarter for Macarthur in that regard.
Looks like Newcastle's in some zone of their own right now, as we get a shot at the rim. Not going to fall, and a Lady Macarthur Highlander hits the deck hard. Newcastle wants to push. Corner 3 is up. No good, but nice rebound by Kindred. She goes back up and draws the foul, much to the disgust of the Lady Macarthur bench and starting 5.
We got the replay right there. And, yeah, it looked like Nettles was vertical, but the refs have a better view than we do. But I'm kind of as the moment with Coach Gentry on that.
All replays brought to you by HMS Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. Don't stress, call HMS. We had a great view of that on our instant replay system, and yeah, that call definitely could have gone either way, to put it lightly. First free throw up and good for Kindred. So Newcastle is first to 15 here tonight. So it's a 15-8 lead here early. Second shot rims out, and another nice rebound by Nettles. Nearly lost it out of bounds, but gets it to her point guard, Brown. And Macarthur will try to settle in offensively, which has been a big topic of discussion here tonight. They have just really not been able to do that.
They should not give up having a high post player. They don't at the moment. I think that helps Newcastle. That's maybe why we have a timeout. 30-second timeout called by Coach Gentry. So we'll keep it here.
We'll keep it here for the 30-second timeout, as it's a 15-8 game here early on. Good time to give you our second quarter sponsor, which is Chris Dumm, Allstate agent. Chris knows what life is like here in Newcastle, that you choose your car and your home to fit your lifestyle and your budget. He also knows how important it is to do the same when it comes to your insurance. He looks forward to getting to know you and helping you find some good solutions that meet your needs. Call today at 405-398-2390. That's Chris Dumm, Allstate agent. So 15-8 here early on.
I'm sure this timeout was about offense. And Newcastle's been mostly using a 1 front zone, a 1-3-1, it looked like at the beginning of this quarter. And that's a defense that can really be good when you have length, in the sense that if you have quick length, and when you defend the perimeter, it can make passing around very hard.
No doubt about it. And, yeah, the trapping and double team and a little bit of the zone as well has given the Highlanders fits. Getting the ball into the middle could be a good thing as well. We get a three-point attempt off the back iron, no good. Nice hustle on the rebound, though, by the Lady Highlanders. That was number 2, Isabella Rapolo.
But you saw they got a good look because they went inside out. That's always a good principle against any defense, but especially against the zone.
For sure, yeah. Nice job hitting the high post there and then kicking it back out for the three, which was a great look just off the back iron. Created a rebounding opportunity as well as Newcastle eventually fouled. Pull-up shot by Brown on the wing. Nothing but net. Nice shot, Kayla Brown.
Normally you don't like those long twos, but when they go in, you'll take it.
So Newcastle pushing off the make, but great hustle by the Highlanders to get the steal, and all of a sudden they may have some numbers here.
Emma Hart saved a layup with that deflection. Just an unbelievably good time there for a deflection.
Three-pointer up and no good, rebounded by Sims, but another really good look for the Highlanders, who after that timeout have had three nice looks in a row, one going in. Shot in the lane.
Nice.
No, it was a pass. Kindred to Sims. That's beautiful. She fooled me on that one.
Well,
Call that the old shot pass.
And Kendrick's a guard, but she's tall, and it's like big-to-big passing, high post, low post. The best post-entry passes usually come from other tall players.
Beautiful delivery there by Kindred. Sims finishes it off. As the bank shot falls, number 22, Anna Thomas, on the shot, and we get a steal by Kayla Brown. Pass down low to Thomas, but her shot was blocked. Nice recovery there by Jordan Richardson of Newcastle. And a shot in the lane draws a foul by Amara King. So unfortunate circumstance of events there for Macarthur as they got a nice steal, had a nice shot down low, but it was blocked and it led to a transition opportunity for Newcastle.
Emma Hart, after making a great defensive play previous time, saved the layup. Did not make one there. She needs to step up. She stayed under the basket and didn't react to King until it was way too late. If she had stepped up earlier, she might have been in position to draw a charge. And then now she'll have to come out of the game as we got HMS free throws.
Yep, all free throws brought to you by HMS Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. So, Amara King, number 5, knocked down the first free throw. She has one more remaining, trying to stretch this lead to 7 points. She does just that, as Newcastle has 19 points on the night so far. 4:35 left in the first half. Been a fun game so far. Newcastle sticking to this zone defense. It's like a 1-3-1 almost.
Yeah, that's what I think it is. But they'll extend it.
And we get a jump ball there, so really nice defense by Tolliver. Possession will stay with Macarthur, but yeah.
You know, I thought it should be Newcastle's ball.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
So
Claude Macarthur had first possession of this quarter, and there hasn't been a jump ball since.
Turns into a turnover there. For Lawton
Yeah.
Macarthur, and Newcastle will get the basketball back with a commanding 7-point lead. Couple girls open down low, but Tolliver will take the three instead, and she will knock it down. That's a three-pointer brought to you by HMS Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. And I've been really impressed with number 14, Lily Tolliver, so far tonight.
And she doesn't even start, but she adds a lot of, like I said, a lot of depth to this Racer team.
A little too handsy there as we get the blocking foul on Salas.
Salas also a good guard. They just only bring guards off the bench. They have enough size that they can move players around underneath. But this one front zone again.
Yep, sticking in the 1-3-1 zone, and as Jordan said earlier, they will extend it. That's a deep three right there as Amara King gets the rebound. I think she thought she was fouled.
Well, they left her open, and it's not what – I don't know if they were baiting her. We're talking about Rapello for Macarthur, but they just – both players just backed off her. I don't think they did it on purpose, but it worked out.
So a little bit of a press look by Macarthur still, and it's going to be an easy layup from Tolliver. Missed it, but Amara King is right there to clean it up for two, and this lead has ballooned to 12 points.
So Newcastle has started to get more comfortable again off the press after having some struggling some possessions on offense, just shooting the ball. But again, over time, their size and their quickness there makes a difference.
Another steal by Salas. She makes a nice move in the lane for the left-handed layup, won't go. Kindred offensive rebound won't go. And eventually Macarthur gets the ball back. But, you know, if you're Macarthur, it does not help that each possession it feels like Newcastle's getting 2 or 3 looks at the rim.
Yeah, if you looked at a shot chart, the shots in the paint would just be overwhelmingly in favor for Newcastle. And that's not going to change for Macarthur. What they're going to have to do to overcome that is when they've had good possessions, they've been able to attack the teeth of this defense and hit some mid-range shots. But they have to be patient. They have to be disciplined. They can't do that.
Oh,
That's
that
off
ball
the ref.
deflects off the referee, so it stays in bounds, and it's a break for Newcastle as they get a layup off it.
We'll watch it hit the ref here.
We'll get a replay here brought to you by HMS Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, but what a play there. Deflecting off the referee. Tolliver gets it and then swings it to King for the layup. So that's certainly a break for Newcastle as we get another steal here. It's Kindred trying to go coast to coast, and she is fouled eventually, I believe.
Yeah.
And we'll head to the free throw line, again brought to you by HMS.
Yeah, a lot of Macarthur is starting to get even sloppier. It's just the positioning, the spacing against Newcastle's length. You know, you have to kind of play up or have an available option where you can make the pass without worrying about deflection or length, and then just make quick passes and then start to drive. But they're trying to make some high-degree difficulty passes, not in the foul in the act of shooting. So I take back our free throw sponsor there.
That's way too easy of a look down there for Amara King, but somehow she blows 2 layups, and Macarthur will get the basketball back.
Another deflection.
Another turnover, another deflection. Tolliver looking to make the right decision, and she does to Salas for the layup, but she missed it. So a couple blown opportunities, last couple possessions for Newcastle to stretch this lead out. And here's a good one for Macarthur as they get an open 3 from the left corner, and it falls. That is number 2, Isabella Rapolo. All threes brought to you by HMS Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. But nice shot from the corner to cut into this lead and bring it down to 11 points.
Oh, did they need that? And Newcastle will let you stay in games with them because they will go stretches where they are missing points in the paint. They will miss some layups as well.
So Macarthur looking to go on an extended run here as Kindred has it in the left corner. She will drive for the layup. And did they count that basketball? Not sure what the call is. Almost looked like our referee motioned for an and one, but
they could.
Maybe not.
They have 4 team fouls on the scoreboard, but I thought they had 4 before that foul was called, but maybe not. No, maybe looks like they did. I don't know.
I think they're counting the basket because they just.
Oh yeah, I think you're right.
They cut it to 11 points on the last possession. We're up to 13 now. So not a very demonstrative and one call there, but it is an and one call all the less.
A bit of a liberal continuation call there. And then we see a lane violation. Yeah, I guess.
Okay. So kind of a chaotic sequence there. Jordan and I trying to keep up with it, but.
Well, Macarthur didn't know it was one shot, it looked like. They got kind of fortunate it was a lane violation, or else Newcastle could have had an easy putback, making it a 4-point possession.
So it just turns into a 2-point possession as the lead is back up to 13. Macarthur got a nice 3-pointer in the corner by Isabella Rapolo on the last possession. We get a blocking foul here by Kindred out front. And, you know, that's kind of the risk you run with this extended defense at times. You will foul, and that's just naturally going to come.
Yeah, I was looking at the wrong foul category or the wrong place for fouls. I was looking at the timeouts. I get those confused.
Oh, lazy pass there. Kindred steals it. Nice spin move in the lane, and Emma Hart forced to foul down low. So every time Macarthur feels like, you know, they're just about to get back into this game, a bad turnover will send Macarthur racing the other way. Or, excuse me, Newcastle.
Yeah, the racers are the ones racing,
yeah,
right?
They are. They are. They like to play with some pace.
And if there was just one more foul, Macarthur, they could have shot free throws instead. They throw an inbounds pass that will result in free throws for the racers. And, again, this was a problem for Newcastle against Del City, missed free throws. They had a couple problems in that game, but still overcame a 10-point deficit in the fourth quarter to win by like 7. They went on an amazing run at the end of that Del City game against a really good Del City team.
Free throws brought to you by HMS there, and Kindred knocks down 1 of 2. So the lead's 14. We are under a minute here in the first half. Been a high action-packed first half, but a half defined by mistakes as well, as Macarthur has just had way too many of them, trailing by 14 right here. Anna Thomas out front.
They got to reverse the ball quicker.
Yeah, they're really trying to swing it around, and a three-pointer's up. Not the best look there for Macarthur. Newcastle wants to race with it. Layup by Tolliver in the lane, not going to go.
Nice steal.
And nice steal by Emma Hart there on the rebound. So Macarthur's going to try to push here instead. Corner three is open, taken, and airballed, but out of bounds on Sims. So Macarthur will keep possession.
Yeah, players are usually surprised by air balls, so Sims was expecting it to the rim and wasn't quite ready to catch it cleanly. I think this is a very important possession here for Macarthur. If they can score here, just something to feel good about in this halftime deficit they'll have.
Thomas in the lane. She takes the shot and draws the foul. So, as Jordan was saying, they really needed a nice possession there, and they get a trip to the free throw line brought to you by HMS. So, that's certainly good.
And it's about attacking the gaps of the defense, when, especially when there's not a double team coming. That was good recognition there, even though the free throws missed. Lawton Macarthur has had some possessions like that, but not enough. Houston, she has to recognize when she can attack, and she can put up some points. She definitely has skills.
Anna Thomas was frustrated there as she slammed the ball a little bit.
Thomas too, yeah.
Goes 0 for 2, and Newcastle will get one more chance, or will they? Oh, my goodness, ball's going everywhere. We get a timeout, probably a nice timeout there by head coach. Yep, Jim Perinovich. That's a smart timeout, as he's going to draw up a play here with 2.8 seconds left. Try to get a really good shot to go into halftime. They're either going to be leading by 14 or more, so nice half for his Lady Racers.
Tough for Macarthur. They had 2 free throws. I identified the wrong player. It's Thomas who was shooting them. And she made a good drive but couldn't convert at the line. And then they had a ball go between their legs. They could have gotten a steal, maybe another good shot. And I was surprised. I didn't think Newcastle had possession to be able to call that timeout, but the refs saw that they did. So we'll see what type of look Macarthur gives them, because you don't want to give them an easy driving lane. You don't want to overextend your defense, though, either.
No, and I would guess Newcastle's going to want to run a play here where one of their players can have some forward momentum going towards the goal.
It's a smaller lineup for the Racers.
Maybe try to get something to Zaya Sims down low. And they're just going to throw out to the wing. Tolliver's going to take a three. Off the back iron and no good. And that's how we end the first half of play here. It was one that was, I don't know if I'd go as far to say dominated by the Lady Racers, but certainly controlled.
Well, it's one they'll feel like they should have been up by more. But, they're in great position here, because it just doesn't look like, even though Newcastle's had some offensive struggles that they probably feel like they should have more points, it doesn't look like Lawton Macarthur can consistently generate the offense they need to catch up to this. So the pressure's still on Macarthur, and it wasn't a great half for Newcastle, but it's more than good enough.
Yep. They lead by 14 here at the break. We have about 10 minutes of halftime, so we will be back in a little bit here on the Oklahoma Sports Network and on the campus of Newcastle High School.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
Like, there was a time when you'd have to put a hole there and 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 there. But this is just the same basic hole, and then you pick the direction you want to go.
Just having a 3-mile lateral, I think you're eliminating something like 60 wells that you'd have to put in.
That's a great leap forward.
You're able to tap the reservoir, and you have less of a footprint.
It never fails to blow me away.
Stuck inside for Wi-Fi? Not this summer. With Pioneer Fiber, get backyard Wi-Fi up to 950 feet from your home, so you can binge, game, Zoom, or work straight from your hammock. Add it for just $9.95 a month, or get it free with a gig bundle. That's cheaper than your cold brew fix. Visit a Pioneer store or gopioneer.com and level up your summer.
Welcome back to the Oklahoma Sports Network here on the campus of Newcastle High School at Racer Arena. Had a great first half for you. Just about 10 minutes ago, we wrapped up 29-15. Newcastle leads over Lawton Macarthur, and we expect an even better second half on deck here. Jordan, what you notice in that first half, maybe some things that Macarthur needs to work on, and on the other side, what Newcastle did well.
Just that Newcastle, with their size, are not just to protect the paint on defense, pound it inside on offense. They play fast on offense, and they play perimeter-style defense. That's been the main story. It's been too much for Lawton Macarthur, especially when Macarthur's on offense. They have just not been able to consistently find ways to attack the Newcastle length on the perimeter.
Well, they certainly will try to start doing that in the third quarter, as we are underway here in the third. Macarthur will get the basketball first, trying to cut into this 14-point deficit that really was caused by a lot of turnovers, and we get a 5 count here. Amara King, great perimeter defense on Emma Hart, forces the 5-second count.
Just so many times the Lady Highlanders don't know what to do, don't see options when they need to on offense, and it's led to a lot of turnovers.
Our third quarter sponsor is brought to you by Luigi's in Newcastle. We'll tell you a little bit more about them. Well, I guess I have some time here. Looking for real Italian flavor. Luigi's in Newcastle delivers it. Luigi came to the U.S. from Basto, Italy, and now his grandkids are serving the same family recipes that have been loved for generations with a modern twist. Fresh dishes, bold flavors, and a true Italian hospitality. Taste the tradition at Luigi's with locations in Newcastle, Chickasha, Yukon. As Luigi always said, enter his friends, leave his family. So shout out to Luigi's for our third quarter sponsor as we get a foul on Kindred out front.
Yeah, if you didn't know, Reese, that's where Newcastle has their coaches show during football season.
Okay, that's cool.
So they are a big supporter of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
I know you said you were getting a bite there earlier.
I did, and then life happened. I had to change my mind.
Oh, there you go.
But I do plan on going to Luigi soon. I want to see what all the fuss is about.
Yeah, that ad promo sounds really good to me as we
have another 30
we're getting a timeout here, by Macarthur. So we'll go ahead and just keep it here. But
well, Coach Gentry's probably calling the timeout now for the same reason he did in the first half. He just does not like how his team's dribbling the ball around far away from the basket with no real plan to do anything or to get a good shot at the moment. Just looks kind of lost. And, again, if this keeps up, Newcastle will not have to score another point. And Lawton Macarthur will not get to 29 if they don't points on their own, if they don't figure out a way to start attacking this defense better.
No doubt about it, as timeout is winding down now. And I think a good way to dig into this lead as well would be to drive the ball hard and try to draw some fouls and maybe live at the free throw line, because we know that clock is going to stop, when you're at the line. So that's always a good way to cut into a deficit.
Absolutely. When they've attacked the gaps of the defense, they've had some good results.
Nice ball movement around the arc here. Ball eventually tipped, though, and there we see another foul, this time going on Jordan Richardson.
It's interesting watching her. If you didn't know, she is a sophomore, Jordan Richardson, who came from Carl Albert.
Okay, I recognized her because I did some Carl Albert games last year. Yeah.
Yeah, and for Carl Albert.
She was a great player last year.
She was a really good off-the-ball player. Here she's playing point guard, and we just don't see her do – we haven't seen a lot from her on offense yet, and she's still getting adjusted to her new team. She was
out of bounds here, back to Newcastle.
I'm sure and if she had stayed at Carl Albert, I'm not saying she should have, but I'm just saying if she did, she wouldn't be playing point guard, and I think she'd be getting more shots up there. Here it's a little bit different role, and again, it's not like I'm criticizing that. It's just kind of interesting to see. It's just different for her here, and it'll be interesting to see if she ever starts to assert herself more trying to score the ball.
Yeah, I was going to say earlier her name really was familiar, and she looked familiar as well from some of the games I did last year. And, yeah, that rings a total bell as we get the layup down low. Emma Hart with the layup. But, yeah, she was a terrific player, Jordan Richardson, that is, at Carl Albert last year.
Well, she saved them against Bishop Kelly in the first round of the state tournament.
air ball shot there, but collected by Amara King for the layup. So nice job there on the offensive glass. But
by the way, Jordan Richardson's old team not missing her yet. They are going to win comfortably tonight against Lawton High, also on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Let's see, they got bailed out. King got called for a foul, but you can't dribble into a second player like that, especially against a defensive-minded team like Newcastle, and that's exactly what Brown did.
That is the third team foul on Newcastle already in this quarter, so they have to be a little bit careful right now to not put Macarthur into the bonus as that ball's deflected out of bounds, and it will stay with the Highlanders.
Nettles acted like it was off her, but the refs were like, no, it's not off you, so break for the Highlanders.
Inbound to Anna Thomas here. Macarthur looking for any kind of offense. That's a nice shot on the baseline, but it's not going to fall. And we get a ball tipped out. Nice pass by Richardson out front. And then the ball's lost yet again. So Newcastle struggling here to hold on to the basketball, and they foul on the other end, which will be the fourth team foul.
All the fouls on Newcastle, they've been very aggressive, and that's the risk you have when you're that aggressive. They've been a little too aggressive at times, according to the refs, and that may be the saving grace for Macarthur if they can get some free throw trips this quarter.
So Macarthur back with the basketball here, trailing by 14, but they do have the fouls on their side as it is 4-0 this quarter, trying to get into the bonus as Nettles in the lane. Shot is up and good. Nice pick and roll play between Nettles and Brown. Nettles finishes it off, and the lead is down to 12.
Every now and then they have a very good-looking half-court play. That was a very good roll by Nettles.
Sims layup down low. We get a flopping blocking foul, I believe, and that's going to be an and one. So I don't know.
That's the second time we've had an and one for Newcastle, and the crowd is surprised by it or something. Or what are they calling that?
No, this is the flop sign, but I mean, she was taking a charge, so I don't really know.
I think it is. Yeah, they gave him the points. I think it was a flop, by the way. That was, but they're not adding a foul yet to the scoreboard. So, and they're giving Macarthur the ball. They may have changed it to a charge.
Well, that one leaves me a little bit confused as.
Yeah, even though it's not going to result in free throws, they should change the team fouls to 5, I would think, on Newcastle. I think what the call is, maybe they count the basket and still call a foul on Newcastle. You see that every now and then after the shot.
Okay.
That would be my guess because the points are staying on the board, 33 for Newcastle.
Well, that was an interesting sequence there, to say the least, as that ball is tipped and Newcastle may have a shot at a fast break here. All the way down the court to King, but it was overthrown. And, we've seen this with Newcastle. They've had some good opportunities in transition where they really don't need to rush it, but that's exactly what they are doing, and it's leading to turnovers.
Well, it's their mentality. They just always want to push, and sometimes when they do that, they overextend themselves on offense. By the way, starting soon, because this game's ahead of us, Carl Albert versus Lawton High boys on the Oklahoma Sports Network. That should be a dandy, although Lawton High will be without Chance Brewer. That could be huge. But that's also on the Oklahoma Sports Network for those watching.
A lot of good games across the Oklahoma Sports Network here tonight.
Elgin Western Heights.
Glad you guys chose to be with us as well. Newcastle gets the ball back, and that's going to be a double dribble, so they will give the ball right back to Macarthur. Been a very sloppy third quarter by both teams.
Yeah, I'm not saying Sims can't bring the ball up, but that's probably the last player on the starting lineup you want to bring the ball up for Newcastle. She's probably more of a true post player. Talking about Zaya Sims, really talented, but if Lawton Macarthur applies any type of pressure, Sims just needs to get the ball to a guard.
Macarthur with the ball down low. Nettles' shot in the lane is good. That's an elbow jumper good.
Used her body really well there as Newcastle was going with a man defense.
So that's a turnover there. King threw it away to Emma Hart. She's looking to push. Shot in the lane, no good, but a foul. So with 2 made free throws here, Macarthur with a chance to cut this to 10.
Yeah, King threw the bad pass, and then Did not go vertical, and it's just tough when you're 6'3", and I've walked by King before. I could swear she's taller than what she's listed on the roster. But when you aren't vertical like that, it's just you're more of a target to get called for a foul. I'm not saying she didn't foul there, but she wasn't vertical. She can just stay vertical, keep her arms straight up. She's going to be such a tough player for players to shoot over, opposing players.
First free throw is off, and all free throws are brought to you by HMS Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. Don't forget to call them about their Comfort Keeper program that provides discounts and keeps your system running smooth and reliable all year long. Second free throw was off as well. So Newcastle with the ball here. Three-pointer on the right wing is good for Kindred, brought to you by HMS, that three-pointer. And that stretches the lead back up to 15 points. That feels like a big gut punch on the side of Macarthur.
Yeah, because they were starting to play a little better on offense, but they're not making any up any ground, especially with that last three. And Newcastle doesn't look to shoot a ton of threes. Not a great three-point shooting team at this point in the season. So when they do make one like that, with everything else they have going for them, it can feel significant. But the fouls can keep Macarthur in this game, but they got to make these if they've had their struggles at the free throw line.
First free throw is up and no good. And as Jordan was saying,
Yeah,
a lot of points left on the table at the free throw line.
Yeah, you can't credit Newcastle's link there. That's all on you. They're not contesting. They're free. It's really the only chance Macarthur has, and so far, not taking advantage.
No, they're not. Richardson's back into the game. She gets the rebound. Nice pass ahead to Tolliver. She wants to drive all the way in, and Rapella will foul her down low. So really nice transition offense there. Headlined by Richardson getting the rebound, getting it up the court to Tolliver, and then she draws the foul down low. Tolliver
showed really good body control on the catch, dribbling in traffic. I thought there was a couple of times she might lose the ball or wasn't able to get all the way into the paint, but she did. And, of course, she is making the free throws. So Newcastle is extending their lead. In spite of the fact that that's the first foul they've drawn, first foul in Lon MacArthur, while Newcastle's committed about 6 fouls, even though it's 5 on the board. They stop after 5.
Second shot up and no good, rebounded by Rapello, and she wants to push on her own. Not a lot of numbers, though, and wisely she backs it back out. MacArthur looking to get a good shot here on offense, trailing by 16 and in dire need of a basket. That one is stolen by Salas, and I believe it's going to be a foul against MacArthur. And yes, it will be. That's going to go on number 5. Kayla Brown.
Yeah, Brown just held Salas when she realized she wasn't going to get the ball, which may have stopped any transition, and MacArthur had fouls to give, so that's actually not a terrible foul from that standpoint. And we're not keeping track of individual fouls, so I wish the few games I've seen, they're not putting – they used to put individual fouls on the scoreboard. They're not doing that now, so I wish they would change that. But anyway, we'll know when someone fouls out, though. They make it obvious.
Into the corner for Kindred. She wants to drive, and she's going to be out of bounds there, giving the ball back to MacArthur. You know, head coach Otis Gentry here for the MacArthur Lady Highlanders, excuse me. He could really use a nice trip offensively here, as they have 6 points or so this quarter only. Nettles with the far outside shot, not going to go. Rebounded by Newcastle. They're looking to push. Richardson with the basketball, and she will back it back out. So nice patience there to get the ball over to Salas for the layup. No good, but rebounded by Kindred. Back up, no good. And then Richardson got it back and is fouled. So here we see Newcastle starting to really own the glass. We expected them to do that earlier on, but, really in this third quarter, it's picking up for the Lady Racers.
And, fouls usually have a way of evening out, and that's starting to happen here. And that's what Jordan Richardson did a lot of at Carl Albert. Again, maybe for Newcastle when she's running point, she can't crash the glass as much, but she did there and got to the free throw line.
Richardson's first free throw is up and good. All free throws are brought to you by HMS Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. Second one is up and good, and least what I remember from Jordan Richardson last year at Carl Albert, she's not going to blow too many chances at the line. Very good free throw shooter, very good three-point shooter as well.
She was a good front court scorer, and again, those opportunities for Newcastle aren't really there for her at the moment, but that doesn't mean she won't figure out ways to score as the season progresses.
Kayla Brown with the basketball for Macarthur. That's a wild shot there. Nice job by Rapello to try to save it, but eventually it winds up back in the hands of Richardson to King down low, and the shot is good. Trying to get a number on that. That's number 2. Emerson Marble, have not called her name here tonight, but really good job off the bench there scoring the basket.
And we'll credit Jordan Richardson for the hockey assist. She made the break happen even though she didn't get the actual assist with good decisions.
Ball knocked out of bounds there off of the missed three-point attempt by Macarthur, so Newcastle gets it back, leading by their biggest margin of the game here tonight at 20 points.
You know, I think those missed free throws accounted at least 4 for Lawton Macarthur in the last few minutes. I think they've really deflated this team. They have not really been looking good since.
Good full court offense here as they get the ball down low to Sims. Left-handed layup is up, no good. Kindred with the rebound. She has the easiest look of the night, and she puts it in. So the size is really starting to wear on the Lady Highlanders, and the lead is up to 22.
Just so many 6-footers they can throw at you. Sims made a good move, too. She'll start making that shot as the season progresses.
Shot on the baseline by Nettles is no good, and really she has been the offense in this third quarter. For Macarthur, she has 6 points so far in the quarter. She's fouled there on the baseline, so she'll get a chance at the free throw line to cut into this deficit. But outside of Nettles, there has not been a ton of offense here in the third quarter for the Lady Highlanders.
Yeah, that was just not a good closeout by Sims. I think one of the challenges for a player like her who's athletic and wants to cover so much ground is not to get in foul trouble. I think she did last week against Del City. It's not a big deal right now, especially since Lawton Macarthur just cannot make free throws. But it will be important in the big games for Sims not to commit those type of fouls.
Second free throw is off, but Nettles gets the rebound. Kick out to Brown for 3, not going to go. Sims gets the rebound, and she is fouled. So bit of a frustration foul there by Lawton Macarthur.
I got him 0 for 6, at least, in this quarter. As we have
from the free throw line.
Yeah. Sims may have been a bit
they did a good job at the beginning of this quarter drawing 3 or 4 fouls really in the first 2 minutes, but they have not been able to take advantage of the free throws as Newcastle takes the ball back. Kindred shot in the lane, air ball, but Richardson is there. She misses, but it's right back to Sims for the layup. Just so many tall girls on this team, and we're going to get a replay there of Sims' shot, brought to you by HMS Heating and Cooling.
Yeah, Richardson kept that alive. That's what she wants to do. She wants to crash the offensive glass.
King in transition, layup up and no good, knocked out of bounds by Nettles. Way too many transition opportunities for Newcastle tonight, and specifically in the back half of this third quarter, they've just been able to push the basketball at will.
And they miss their share of layups, but they make enough as well. They get way more good looks than their opponent.
And King eventually hits the 3 there, brought to you by HMS Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. But, I'd like to see Richardson shoot that one on the wing as well. I know it turned into a three-pointer, but she just has not been crazy aggressive here tonight, which surprises me a little bit.
Well, she's starting to be on the offensive glass, and I will say she hit a huge 3 at the end of the game against Del City to get them back in that game, get them down 1 with about a minute and a half to go, and they end up winning by 7. So she will look for her shot, but it's usually in the corner. That's where Jordan Richardson looks to shoot her threes, at least this season.
Well, there you heard it. The Newcastle Lady Racers have ballooned this lead to 27. End of the third quarter here at Racer Arena. We're going to play some commercials and be right back here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Welcome back here to Newcastle, Oklahoma. You're listening and watching on the Oklahoma Sports Network. We are thrilled to bring you this matchup here tonight. Start of the fourth quarter as the Lady Racers lead at 48-21. Our fourth quarter sponsor is First United Bank. With over 80 locations across Oklahoma and Texas, it's a bank in every sense of the word. Family owned and operated, built on family values and treating you like a family. Spend life wisely. Member FDIC. First United Bank is our fourth quarter sponsor. So shout out to them. And the lead up to 29 as I didn't get to see what happened there.
That was King, and she's making a run for player of the game. We were asking that off the air, but Amara King's had a good last 3 minutes.
And
on cue, except she missed that.
Another layup there. Really nice move. $1 million move, but 10-cent finish.
I like that.
Shot in transition, no good. Rebounded by Richardson. So the offense has really stalled for Macarthur, especially in this second half.
Yeah, and Richardson had a really good box out. A lot of players forget to box out the shooter. Jordan Richardson did that and got a rebound because of it.
Jordan Richardson on the back cut, and she gets rewarded for that terrific box out as she scores on the layup. We'll get a replay on that, brought to you by HMS Heating, Air, and Plumbing. Shot up and no good. Richardson, another rebound. She's looking to go coast to coast. The same layup she just shot. Not going to fall, though. And then shot on the wing is made by number 15, Kindred. So great second half for this Lady Racer team. And, you know.
They got so many good players.
Yeah.
They'll have their slumps on offense. But they never really had much of a slump on defense. Some slumps on offense where they play a little reckless, but it's not because of lack of ability. This is an unbelievably talented team, and it's kind of a credit to them as we have a timeout called. We'll take a break here with a full, but it's kind of a credit to them that, you know, we could say that Jordan Richardson's kind of picks her spots. With other teams, she would have to score a lot, not with this team.
Let's take a quick break here. You're listening to the Oklahoma Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Stuck inside for Wi-Fi? Not this summer. With Pioneer Fiber, get backyard Wi-Fi up to 950 feet from your home. So you can binge, game, Zoom, or work straight from your hammock. Add it for just $9.95 a month or get it free with a gig bundle. That's cheaper than your cold brew fix. Visit a Pioneer store or gopioneer.com and level up your summer.
Welcome back to Racer Arena here on the campus of Newcastle High School. It is all Lady Racers here as we have our fourth quarter brought to you by First United Bank. And this is the Oklahoma Sports Network. 6:23 left in our final quarter of action as it's the Lady Racers controlling this game by 33 points right now, 54-21. Really nice offense in the second half and even better defense as we see the steal here. Another transition opportunity. Layup is up and good for Reagan Grenoid.
Haven't called her name much, but she starts for a reason. Good steal and good finish. Curious to see how long these Newcastle players that play like Sims stay in the lineup because they're going to have a tournament coming up.
Oh, what a pass by Richardson to Grenoid. And we see some of the point guard ability there by Richardson.
She has tremendous ball skills all around. She has really good instincts. It's an adjustment for her, but it's one she can make as we have another Lawton Macarthur timeout.
We have a full here or a half?
Yeah, full.
Let's take another quick break, and we will be right back here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
CFD, Our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
Welcome back to Racer Arena here on the campus of Newcastle High School. This is the Oklahoma Sports Network. Our fourth quarter sponsor is First United Bank. First United Bank, with over 80 locations across Oklahoma and Texas, is a family bank in every sense of the word. Family owned and operated, built on family values and treating you like family. Spend life wisely. Member FDIC. Back to action here at Racer Arena as Tolliver shoots the left-handed layup and finishes through contact for the and one. She's had a very nice night tonight and maybe is on track to be our player of the game, but we'll see.
It's down between her and King, and it's kind of a coin toss right now, but I do like both their games. I was going to mention, though, with Tolliver, even though she doesn't start, she's someone that you might want to rest when you can. And the reason I say that, Newcastle, as the free throw goes in, the HMS charity free throw, but Newcastle, or do they have a lane violation?
Yep, another lane violation on Sims, and that's her second one of the night.
Well, Sims, Tolliver, Richardson still in, I believe. At what point do you want to rest them? Because you're going to have a tournament coming up in 2 days. We're going to have three games in 3 days. Newcastle girls are the only team we're featuring tonight of the three teams, the boys teams, of course, and Macarthur, that have not played a tournament yet. So they're about to play 4 games in 5 nights.
Maybe a good idea then to rest the top 6 or 7 players or so here in a couple minutes, but
I mean, you're only up 37.
Yeah. Sims in the lane. She will draw the foul.
But I don't want to make it sound like, I know the team better than Coach Perinovich. Not even close. So if he trusts that, his players have plenty of stamina, then who are we to argue? But at some point, I think you will see players like Sims come out. And we're going to see some subs right now for Newcastle.
Yeah, it looks like number 2, Emerson Marble, who we saw score earlier in the third quarter, check in. And then number 33, Ava Snyder, a 5'8 junior, will check in for Newcastle. I don't believe she's played yet either.
And we got one more definitely coming in for Sims here if she makes this.
And Sims gets her own rebound. Euro step in the lane. Won't finish, and it's out of bounds on her eventually. So Emerson Marble will check in here for Sims.
It's interesting. They don't really have a backup post player. They're going to go real small right here. No big deal. Lawton MacArthur's not a tall team, and, again, they're up 38. But it is interesting, all the tall players for Newcastle start. Not really a problem, though. They got a lot of talent.
Emma Hart with the basketball. Nice left-handed pass to the corner for Rapello for a three-pointer. Nice shot there from the corner. That's brought to you by HMS Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. And I didn't see what happened to give
a baseline. They stepped over the baseline.
Okay, there you go. So MacArthur's going to get the ball right back.
We've seen some sloppy turnovers on Newcastle, but it just doesn't matter when your defense is this locked in.
Yeah. Shot in the lane, no good. But the foul is drawn. Michaela Blackwell will head to the free throw line. She's a 5'6" sophomore guard.
I made the point.
Excuse me, she's a freshman, actually.
I made the point in the third quarter, early in the third, that if Lawton MacArthur, the way Lawton MacArthur's playing, they're not going to score enough points to catch Newcastle, and that's based on what Newcastle's then point total was. They had 29 points at halftime, and Lawton MacArthur still has not touched that. And that may hold up to be true. Finally, a made free throw.
Second free throw falls. And, yeah, as Jordan was saying, I mean, they did get to the line quite a bit in that third quarter as we see a steal here by Brown. Left-handed layup up, no good. But nice follow there by Ariana Houston. But way too many missed opportunities at the free throw line. And when you're not making those, it's another steal here by Houston. Layups up, no good. She wanted a foul, but she won't get it, and it's going to be out of bounds staying here with Macarthur, but you just have to cash in on those free throws, especially against a team of this caliber.
Well, whenever you're in those crucial junctures, and when are those? Just you kind of can sense them. But it was definitely in the third quarter, late in the third quarter, when Newcastle started to pull away and put this game out of reach. And that's when those free throws really were needed.
Kayleen Horton into the game for Newcastle. It's number 25. As well as another player, number 10, I believe, Chloe Young. She's a 5'9" freshman. Layup is up and good, plus the foul. Count it for number 5, Kayla Brown. As we're going to get a replay here brought to you by HMS, and the free throw coming up is also brought to you by HMS.
So what we're seeing is Lawton Macarthur is taking advantage of the starters and core players for Newcastle taking a break. And this is a good challenge for the Newcastle subs in right now. They need to show that they can handle the team speed that Lawton Macarthur has, and they've struggled with it so far.
Another missed free throw for the Highlanders, but their effort has been very good this fourth quarter as they get their fourth or fifth steal of the quarter already, but they're going to give it right back here. No, Nettles comes in and takes it away herself. Nice chance at an and one there, but she can't finish the layup.
A basketball just rolled a few feet from the baseline by the mat there. That's always not something you want to see when there's live action going on. Thankfully, it rolled way out of play. Yeah, again, it's a lot of MacArthur's, a lot of their starters against reserves for Newcastle who don't normally play crunch time minutes.
Nettles hits the first free throw.
So again, if you're one of the backups for Newcastle, this is your chance to show that you can handle that sort of thing. The team speed there, you can make good decisions with the ball. They haven't really done it yet.
Full court pressure here by MacArthur.
There we go.
Nice ball movement there, but eventually stolen away by the Highlanders. They have really done well this fourth quarter, forcing turnovers, albeit against a lot of backups.
Yeah, I spoke too soon there. We'll see if they can do something here.
Full court opportunity. Nearly stolen away. Deep shot is taken by Emerson. Not going to fall, and Highlanders control the rebound. So a lot going on in this fourth quarter. Hard for me to keep up. Nettles with the basketball. Down low to Brown. And an open look for Rapello on the wing. Not going to fall. And out of bounds staying here.
Yeah, it's gotten very frantic here. This is the type of game Lawton MacArthur wants to play. I'm surprised they haven't burned through all their timeouts yet. They're going to call one more.
This is a full timeout, so we will take a quick break and be right back with you here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
You can look up at our screen right here. That's our lifeblood. That's how we know what's going on at 14,700 foot.
Because you're completely blind otherwise.
That's correct.
People don't really understand the level of tech that's going on.
Yes, sir. Well, this whole thing is extremely high tech. I mean, just the ability to be able to drill down 13,000 feet and then put 90-degree turn in the well and then drill out another 3 miles.
It doesn't matter how casually you say it. It's a freaking miracle, man.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back to the Oklahoma Sports Network. Newcastle Lady Racers lead this one over the Lawton MacArthur Lady Highlanders in what has been a chaotic fourth quarter, to say the least. As the Lady Racers lead at 59-31. Just under 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Shot on the baseline, not going to fall. Nice tip rebound there by Newcastle, and then an even better pass for the layup. That was some kind of play there by Amara King, who's in contention for player of the game here tonight.
They brought her back in, probably just to give more ball handlers because of all the turnovers, even though this game is comfortably in hand for Newcastle. Oh, nice
wow,
shot.
Somehow that left-handed layup dropped there for Kayla Brown, who's shown some nice things tonight for the Lady Highlanders. Take all the way there by Reagan Grenoid is not going to fall, but she does draw the foul. So the fouls are really racking up in this quarter. We're at 6 total already. Kind of a quarter you expected to go quickly by, but it's been quite the opposite as we've had a lot of turnovers and a lot of fouls.
Yeah, I think across the state, a lot of boys' games have already started. In our game, well, we had the JV boys' game was close, so that went late. And this game is kind of slowed down.
Free throw up and good, and all free throws are brought to you by HMS Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. Don't stress, call HMS at 405-392-5413. Grenoid goes 2 for 2 at the line, and she will check out instantly for number 11, Michaela Brown, a 5'4" freshman who will get her first playing time of the game. So a lot of new faces in for Newcastle, but certainly the right game to do it. Shot in the lane by Brown. We get another foul, and she will head back to the free throw line.
So Newcastle is going to, starting in 2 days, the Nike Tournament of Champions, playing a team called Bishop McNamara. And I'll ask their coach more about it, hopefully at the end of this game, after this game ends, where it's at. But I think they're going out of state. So it'll be interesting to see how they do and if they can show their medal in that. Those out-of-state tournaments are always interesting. For Macarthur, their next game is Duncan on Friday. Duncan, that's at home for Lawton Macarthur. Now, Duncan got pounded by Del City. Duncan has taken a big step back from where they were last year on the girls' side. So, very important for Lawton Macarthur to take care of business and kind of, again, they need to try to get a four seed for them would be pretty good. Because the other district that they would play, the 5A2 district on the west side, I don't think is a very deep district. So, even though Lawton Macarthur's not playing well in this game, I think they are a team that can win some postseason games.
So, yeah, every win, as we know, goes a really far way as Rapello swishes in another three-pointer brought to you by HMS Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. She has been a huge bright spot for this Macarthur team here tonight and certainly the best three-point shooter they have.
Another reason why this game's taking a little bit longer because of the pressure by Macarthur, which is going to lead to a lot of quick plays that may lead to deflection or fouls.
Open three on the wing. That one goes.
Or quick shots like that.
That's number 25, Kayleen Horton. Her first shot of the game falls. She's a nice and efficient 1-for-1 on the night. Rapello wanted another three. She stepped back and shot it off the top of the backboard, and she's a little bit embarrassed with herself there, but at the end of the day, she has been really mainly the offense for Macarthur here tonight, so you can't even blame her that much for taking the wild shot. Nearly a steal there by Rapello. And Newcastle looking to push. Layup in the lane is up and good. That's number 2, Emerson Marble, who's been a nice factor off the bench for the Lady Racers.
Did a good job collecting herself when all her momentum taking her towards the baseline there. And made a nice, smooth finish.
Late stages of this one. We get a jump ball in the lane as Michaela Blackwell, the 5'6" freshman guard, was trying to take it in amongst the teeth of the defense.
One player we didn't see for Lawton Macarthur is Mia Hughes. I don't know what the situation is, but if they were to have her back for a rematch, she could make it a closer game when these teams go to Lawton in February.
Shot in the lane, not going to go. Another out of bounds, and they're just going to give it back to Newcastle there. So a minute 13 left, as it's probably about time to decide our player of the game.
You know, we can tie. King and Tolliver both deserve a lot of credit for how they played.
I'm not opposed to that as the pass sails out of bounds.
Now, our Middale player of the game, that's Whataburger. We give out coupons for that, so that's a little harder to have a tie with.
Yeah.
But for this one, I think we can manage. The next time we'll see Newcastle, the Oklahoma Sports Network, They go to Bishop McGinnis. That could be a really big game as McGinnis is undefeated on January 12th. It's a Monday night. You don't see too many varsity games on a Monday. But
No, you don't.
Bishop McGinnis, as you may know, they have a different type of calendar.
Yes, they do.
They already hosted a game this past Monday.
Okay.
And when they host Del City, that game's on a Saturday.
Okay, well,
So-
we're getting kind of weird there.
Yeah, they don't play the Tuesday, Friday home games like as much as everyone else does.
Yeah. Well, that will certainly be a fun game, as I haven't got a chance to see Bishop McGinnis so far this year, but it sounds like they have a good ladies squad this year.
Won by a buzzer beater yesterday, so I would encourage people to go watch the end of the girls' game on the Oklahoma Sports Network when Altus went there.
And then, obviously, this Newcastle team looks just about as good as anyone in the state with the size they possess. And Richardson at point guard, they are a nice team. Layup, no good for Horton. She really wanted that one. Macarthur looking to push. Blackwell with the layup, or Brown, excuse me, and it's not going to fall out of bounds, staying here. So we have about 45 seconds left. And Macarthur will inbound. Shot in the lane, no good. Newcastle looking to run out here. Layup is up and good. So 2 more points for Newcastle here, extending the lead to 70-38 as Jordan's going to go down and find our player of the game directly after the ball game. Shot up and good. 4-3 by Macarthur, and we get a foul down low. So a very chaotic sequence and a very chaotic fourth quarter, to say the least. So we've seen 9 fouls total. So what's shaping up to be a nice win for the Lady Racers here tonight. Just 14 more seconds. Leading by 29, and really it could have been more if they had played a better first half. Just too many turnovers in that first half, but man, in the second half you see this team's full potential as they love to get out in transition. They can knock down three-pointers, and their defense is stifling. All things a great team must possess. As the clock is really winding down here, going to be a shot at the buzzer for Macarthur, and it goes. Kayla Brown caps off a frustrating night for Lawton Macarthur, but they'll take the 3 to end it, as our final score is 70-41. And we are close to getting the post-game interview, just probably about a minute away or so. 70-41 is the final. And a great game all around by the Lady Racers as they win this one. So Jordan is finding our player or players of the game. I think we're going to go with players of the game in this one, as we had 2 outstanding performances here tonight. Number 5, Amara King, was all over the court tonight, and that looks like who Jordan is standing with right now. Actually, we're trying to get Lily Tolliver over as well, because both of these girls
you got me, guys?
Great performances. And let's send it down to Jordan.
Coach, talk about your defense today.
Started slow. Defensively, we weren't very disciplined. I think we picked it up after a little halftime adjustment. Proud of the girls, how they came out and adjusted.
How is this team able to play as fast as they are given the size that they have?
We do a lot in practice. They trust each other. The key is keeping our ball moving, trusting what we're doing, our spacing. And we still got a lot of work to do, but it's getting better.
All right, tell us about this tournament you have coming up this weekend.
Arizona's TOC, big-time tournament. We're in the top division. Only 5 teams in the history in Oklahoma has gone. We get Bishop McNamara first round, which is a preseason top 10 team in the nation. So we're excited, and we've been preparing for it.
All right, Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, first, is it Lily?
Yes.
Okay, Lily, what'd you like about your game today?
I think I was doing good as a teammate. I was picking everybody up good, and I was finishing shots too.
Do you feel like you surprise people by being left-handed?
Yeah, they don't expect it because there's not a lot of lefties.
What do you like about how this team's playing so far?
I think we're like a family, and that's rare for a lot of teams. So I think we're really good on like picking each other up and like staying in it, even if it gets hard.
All right, you're one of our players of the game. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, is it Amare?
Amara.
Okay. What position are you exactly?
All of them.
All of them? What? Do you have a favorite thing you like to do on the court?
Get to the basket, go score a layup. That's easy work.
Okay. Tell us what you like about how this team's playing so far.
So far, good. We've had our ups and down games. But other than that, we play good as a team. We have good team chemistry off the court and on the court. We're building still, so it's a work in progress on the team chemistry. But other than that, we're doing great.
Okay, are you going to keep us updated anyway from Arizona?
Yeah, we'll keep you updated. Yeah.
Okay, we'll keep it up. We'll look for your social media or something, all right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, congratulations for being one of our players of the game.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Reese, back to you.
Great interviews there, Jordan. And you just met our two players of the game there. Lily Tolliver, number 14, a tremendous lefty guard, as Jordan was asking her a little bit about that. Does it, catch defenders off guard with the left-handed shot? And she answered with a profound yes, which I always found it was more difficult when I played to guard left-handed players. You got to close out differently. You have to guard their tendencies differently. So there's a lot that goes into that, and great question there by Jordan. And then we got to meet number 5, Amara King, who really told us how great the team chemistry of this team is off the court. So that's definitely a huge factor for how well they've played so far this season. And then they're going to be going to Arizona for the Tournament of Champions coming up and facing a top 10 team in the nation off the bat. So it does not get any easier for these Lady Racers coming up. But from what I saw tonight, I think they are fully up to the task. Jordan.
Yes, still catching my breath. But they have it all. It's just a matter of can they be consistent on offense and not make some of the mistakes they're prone to making. It's still a young team. They don't play many seniors. So it makes it scary for next year. But also, with tournament games like what they have at Arizona, the more experience they get, the more of an offensive rhythm they should be in, the less mistakes you hope they would make as we get down the stretch of this season.
So that wraps it up from the girls' game, 70-41 final, as the Lady Racers take a really strong second half performance and turn it into a victory by 29 points over Lawton Macarthur. We're going to be right back with you in about 6 minutes or so, I'd say, for the guys' version of this game. Lawton Macarthur at Newcastle. Should be a really fun game coming up here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. We will be right back with you.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
Like there was a time when you'd have to put a hole there and 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 there. But this is just the same basic hole, and then you pick the direction you want to go.
Just having a 3-mile lateral, I think you're eliminating something like 60 wells that you'd have to put in.
That's a great leap forward.
You're able to tap the reservoir, and you have less of a footprint.
It never fails to blow me away.
Introducing Pioneer's new fiber internet bundle plans. Start with gig fiber internet, then add up to 3 options like Arlo secure outdoor cameras and a video doorbell. Fast, secure, and made for you. Visit gopioneer.com today.
You can look up at our screen right here. That's our lifeblood. That's how we know what's going on at 14,700 foot.
Because you're completely blind otherwise.
That's correct.
People don't really understand the level of tech that's going on.
Yes, sir. Well, this whole thing is extremely high tech. I mean, just the ability to be able to drill down 13,000 feet and then put 90-degree turn in the well and then drill out another 3 miles.
It doesn't matter how casually you say it. It's a freaking miracle, man.
Yes, sir.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
Like there was a time when you'd have to put a hole there and 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 there. But this is just the same basic hole, and then you pick the direction you want to go.
Just having a 3-mile lateral, I think you're eliminating something like 60 wells that you'd have to put in.
That's a great leap forward.
You're able to tap the reservoir, and you have less of a footprint.
It never fails to blow me away.
Welcome back into Racer Arena here on the campus of Newcastle High School. We just wrapped up a great girls matchup where the Lady Racers won 70-41 over the Lawton Macarthur Highlanders. And we get the same guys matchup coming up here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Should be a dandy on hand as two teams are looking for big early season wins. And it should be an exciting matchup for sure. We're going to go to Jordan real quick for some standings, I believe, in the district.
Let's go and show you the boys' standings. Not the surprise team, but the team that you didn't see coming at least a year ago, but they got some move-ins as Class and SAS. Interestingly enough, that's who Newcastle beat in the tournament in Lawton. We're talking on the boys' side here on Saturday night, but that doesn't count in the standings. So they know they can beat Class and SAS, but they need to beat them when it matters. Those matchups will take place later on. But we're seeing some good teams stand out. Del City is winning big right now against Duncan. That is their coach Chavis Smith's alma mater, by the way. And McGinnis beat Altus last night. And so it's just interesting that the teams we see at the top. And then you got Lawton Macarthur in 5th place right now with a record of, actually I put them at 2-4. My mistake, they're 1-5. Newcastle has a record of 8-1. And for Lawton Macarthur, Coach Gagliardi talks about them being an inexperienced team on the boys' side. They're going to try to overcome that. But he also feels like, if they can finish 5th, they can have a very winnable first-round matchup because, again, the other district is not as deep. District 2. So we'll see if Lawton Macarthur can hang around there.
Well, a win here tonight on the road against a good and 8-1 Newcastle Racer team would go a long way, certainly, in doing that. As we get an interesting kind of high five line here that I've never seen. As Newcastle is going, of course, starting lineup is brought to you by HMS Heating, Air, and Plumbing. HMS Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, serving residential homes and commercial businesses in Newcastle and the entire metro area for more than 40 years. Roger, Karen, and Chris and the team would love to take care of your HVAC and plumbing needs. Don't stress, call HMS at 405-392-5413 or go to hmscomfort.com to view all of their services. Also, don't forget to ask about the Comfort Keeper program that provides discounts and keeps your system running smooth and reliable all year long. That was HMS Heating, Air, and Plumbing bringing you the starting lineups for both teams. As for Lawton Macarthur, looks like we're going to go with number 3, Isaiah Lopez, the 5'8" junior guard. Number 4, Kenyon Gabriel, 6'4", senior forward. Number 10, Daquan Alston, a 5'11" junior guard. Number 23, Silas Furr, a 6'1" freshman forward. And then number 33, rounding out the starting 5, Michael Williams, a 6'2" junior guard. And for Newcastle, the starting 5 goes like this. Number 1, Joey Folsom. He's a 5'11" junior guard. Number 2, Cole Seeley, a 6-foot sophomore guard.
Sorry, by the way, it's 3, not 2.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Cole Seeley's going to come off the bench here tonight. Number 3, Colton Brammer, a 6'2" senior guard. He will start. And then we get Ivan. You're going to have to help me with this last name.
Let's call it Antwi Donkar.
Antwi Donkar. He is a 6'4" guard/forward, a senior. And then number 5, TJ Williams, a 6'8" senior forward. And rounding out the starting 5, number 14, Owen Wright, a 6'8" sophomore forward. Tip is controlled by Newcastle, and we have basketball underway here tonight, live from Racer Arena. Alley-oop play to start it off, and that's certainly how you'd want to start if you're Newcastle. That's number 5, TJ Williams. What a play to begin it.
Too good of an athlete not to do that. Run alley-oops for him as often as you can.
And it certainly caught Macarthur off guard here early as we get a steal in transition. Might this be another dunk? It is another dunk. That's Antwi Donkar. And we're going to get a replay on that, brought to you by HMS. But my goodness, Lawton Macarthur's going to need timeout, and Newcastle just started this game off with back-to-back dunks.
I'm just now getting our scoreboard up and running here.
This probably gives me a good time to go over our first quarter sponsor, which is Focus Federal Credit Union. Want more money in your pocket? When you open a new MasterCard with Focus Federal Credit Union, you'll enjoy a low 1.99% APR for the first 6 months. It's a smart move for consolidating finances or consolidating balances, planning for holidays, or handling life surprises with confidence. Plus, you'll get all the perks of banking local, friendly service, fast support, and people who actually know your name. Apply at focusok.com. Today, your vision, our focus. That was Focus Federal Credit Union, first quarter sponsor. Another steal here, but it turns into a jump ball as Macarthur will get the ball back. Man, if you're Lawton Macarthur,
well,
you got to be a little bit nervous about how this game started off with 2 ferocious slams on the side of Newcastle.
Yeah, Isaiah Lopez, you cannot dribble across the timeline into a trap like that.
Right into the corner.
It's about having options.
Try to fire a pass in there.
Yeah, you're seeing the Newcastle boys, similar to Newcastle girls, more seniors on the team. They got move-ins. Their starting lineup is made up of 3 move-ins from Southmore and 1 from Westmore. And very complete lineup. They got shooting, they got athleticism, they got length.
Nice pass to the corner there. Just great ball movement. Can't pay it off, though, as the triple doesn't fall. And it was a rebound by number 23 for Macarthur, Silas Furr. This trap for Newcastle has been very successful so far, but they're able to get it inside for the layup here.
Yep.
That's big number 33, Michael Williams.
You have to find out, where is this trap overextended? By nature, a trap is overextended, and it was underneath the basket, so good find there for Lawton Macarthur.
Kick outside, and then a pass down low. That's a good-looking shot right at the free throw line for TJ Williams. So the ball movement thus far for Newcastle has been on point.
Every time I see TJ Williams score, I'm thinking, why does he not shoot more often? As he will quiet down. And then just a lazy pass there for Macarthur.
May this be another dunk. Third of the game. No, he missed the slam, but thankfully TJ Williams was right there to clean it up. And, man, that was number 4, Ivan Antwi Docknor, going for the absolute Russell Westbrook-style cockback slam. But he missed it off the front rim. TJ Williams right there to clean it up.
He'll probably learn this season, when you're going to dunk like that, don't jump too early. Although I'm not the one who should give advice about dunking. I'm not. That was not my forte. But that's what it looked like.
I bet you could still throw it down if you went down there.
I need some time to warm up, maybe a couple hours.
There you go.
But, man, this is not every day you see a game where a team calls 2 timeouts early. And it's only 8-2. Lawton Macarthur's not out of this game by any means, but they're just really, on offense, they look lost except for one possession. And if you're lost on offense, that can be the worst defense. So it's about cleaning that up. Newcastle, similar to what we saw from the girls' team at time, a 1-3-1 trap in the half court, and it's been good so far.
It's been really good, forcing a couple of turnovers thus far that have led to transition opportunities. Shot from the corner for 3 will not go. And a rebound by Newcastle that was tipped out of bounds by Michael Williams.
It's worth pointing out with the starters for MacArthur, you have players who had to sit out last year like Isaiah Lopez. He's a junior but not an experienced junior. He's brand new to the varsity. Eligibility issues last year, I think, because he transferred, not because of grades. Gabriel did not play as a junior. He came back out. So it's not, even though they've got juniors on the team, they're not experienced juniors.
Shot 4-3 on the right wing is barely going to draw iron and fall out of bounds. So not the best possession ever for the Racers, and probably their worst possession of the night, considering they have been able to get really good looks thus far. A lot of it has come defensively, though, as they're getting out in transition. This ball pressure has been elite thus far for the Racers.
Yeah, their tall guys can play on the perimeter, similar to, the girls' team. So it's interesting how much they mirror each other.
The center with the basketball way out front right now, Michael Williams, but he shows he can handle it a little bit and then eventually loses the basketball. Nice save there, and Newcastle's out and running. Pass inside for the layup goes. That's number 14, Owen Wright, and I'll tell you what, nice dish by Joey Folsom, the 5'11 junior guard.
The interesting thing about Newcastle, their starters are also brand new in the sense they have 4 movements, like I said, and Owen Wright was also hurt last year, but he's a sophomore who is a very experienced player, even though he didn't play last year, and he's fit in with his team very well.
Gabriel passes to the corner. That's a shot from 3 from the corner. Number 10, Daquan Alston let it go. Not the best look ever. And Newcastle looking for another good offensive trip. Top of the key, 3 goes. Once again, it's Folsom to Wright for the triple this time. They just connected for a layup the possession prior, and the lead is all of a sudden 13-2 in the first quarter.
Again, like on the girls' side, when you have a 6'8 player making a 3 like that, that's when you just got to hold up your hands and like, well, how do we defend this guy?
Nearly a steal by Antwi Docknor. That's going to be a tough one for me to pronounce all night. But
you're going to have to pronounce his name a lot because he is a very active
I was going to
player.
say.
Very athletic, and he's going to make plays on defense.
Extremely athletic. He's got out in transition so far and thrown down a couple dunks. And we're going to get some substitutions here as number 10, Alan Price, checks in for him, along with number 11, John Trey Sloan. So 2 new substitutions for the Racers. TJ Williams nearly got the steal there. MacArthur has struggled offensively thus far, just at 2 points, and a lot of turnovers as well. Nice behind the back dribble there. Pass to the corner. Open three. And it misses. Williams on the rebound. He will give it up to Folsom. Folsom left-handed layup is good. Joey Folsom has shown a lot offensively thus far, mainly getting some nice assists, but there he shows that he can keep it on his own in transition and score as well.
And finish with his offhand.
Yep. And he gets the nice steal. Just a rip away there by Folsom. He's trying to dribble it. I don't know if that was legal or not, but they're going to say it is.
What a pass.
And then the nice pass down low to Williams, and it's all Racers right now.
Look at this pass here. We're having a replay.
Let's get a replay brought to you by HMS Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. But
exactly where that ball needed to be is – tell me if you heard this before. Macarthur calling the timeout. I think this is their second 30-second timeout. They have used up 3.
And got to credit T.J. Williams there for getting early position down low. And with a point guard like Folsom, if you are even – barely open, he's going to find you, and he's going to put it in the perfect position for you to go up and score the basket.
Yeah, and I think what we're seeing here is these two teams played in the same tournament. I think it's called the Great Plains Invitational. It's at the Great Plains Coliseum, or a place where I played back in the day in Lawton. Let's put it this way. Newcastle won the tournament. Lon MacArthur finished 8th. So it wasn't a good weekend for the Highlanders. It was a great weekend for Newcastle coming off their Dell City loss.
So maybe one team reeling a little bit right now, and the other team.
Well, the other team knowing that, hey, they finished 8th in our tournament. Yeah. I think we can get to this team early.
Other team playing a really good brand of basketball right now, and that would be the Racers of Newcastle, who have looked very good to start this game, forcing another turnover. That's got to be 5+ already on the side of the Highlanders, and with the team as offensively skilled as Newcastle is, Jordan, if you're giving them free looks in transition off of turnovers, it's just not going to go well for you.
No, and Newcastle sniffing blood. It's so different. They couldn't do this against Dell City. Dell City had too much team speed, but they feel much comfortable as they hit that mid-range shot.
Poor
against the
defense
Racers.
there. Colton Brammer was wide open on the wing. Nobody defending him. He steps in for the easy mid-ranger, and all of a sudden – this leads up to 17. Do we have another turnover here or a foul?
I didn't see what happened exactly, but we do have another turnover. No, we don't. They have to inbound
just
again.
A foul.
I don't know what it was.
I don't know. Maybe I am not really sure, but it's MacArthur basketball all the same. And that was nearly another turnover. I mean, they're playing with some fire right now with these passes because they're either going out of bounds for turnovers or they are live ball turnovers.
Yeah, they're just not seeing, and again, it was a similar deal in the girls' game. They're not seeing who's open right now.
We have a new substitution for Newcastle, number 22, Deacon Lyles, into the game. Colton Brammer with the basketball here. He just knocked down the last shot for the Racers, where for some reason he was all alone on the wing, and they just allowed him to step in for an easy mid-range shot, and he splashed it home. Yep. Brammer will take a seat here, though, for Antwi Docknor.
Yeah, I think what may have happened, MacArthur, I think may have switched their defense, so they had it blown aside, but that does happen.
Nice spin in the lane, and I think we're going to get a charge on that. It was kind of a soft whistle, so it was hard to hear with the headset on.
And usually if there's any doubt, they'll give it to the team that's trailing and already called 3 timeouts.
That was John Trey Sloan.
But I do think Sloan lowered his shoulder.
Yeah.
That was a good call.
Definitely the correct call there. As he ran the defender over. MacArthur gets the basketball back here, trailing by 17 early in this one. Not even a minute left in the first quarter, but their offense has turned the ball over a lot. There's their best look of the night. Not going to fall. Rebound, Antwi Docknor. He's going to try to go coast to coast to Sloan. Layup no good, but Docknor back on the rebound, and then it was eventually taken away. Nice in-between dribble there, but then another turnover ripped. So a transition opportunity for Newcastle and then a foul at the rim. And, yeah, you were right about this kid. He is very athletic, and he likes to get out in transition.
Yeah, the question for Newcastle with Antwi Donkar is, can he hit perimeter shots? And when the game slows down to half court, that was That was a problem a couple times against Still City. That's the type of team that they have to be able to beat in the half court sometimes because you're not going to just outrun them. But in this game, because the defense is just suffocating, they're going to get plenty of transition opportunities.
Yeah, and early on here I see a lot of similarities between the Newcastle guys and girls.
Yeah, they've had some good move-ins.
The pressure defense, though, is very, it reminds me of each other, and then a lot of athleticism on both teams.
Well, it's part of the story why Newcastle is now a 5A team in basketball. This is their first year, and then we'll see that in other sports. And it's just a place that people want to come to and move. It's a very popular destination right now, and you'll see that with getting new players that are really good.
Yeah, we saw that with Richardson from Carl Albert moving here. His layup in the lane's not going to fall. Good hustle over there by Newcastle. Eventually ripped back away by Macarthur. And they aren't able to get a shot off of that turnover. So
they had a player get hurt. Otherwise, they would have. That turnover is because one of their players got hurt.
And another turnover. So that we're getting to the 7 or 8 range now.
So he's coming out, that being number 4, Gabriel.
That tells you a little bit about why you look up at the scoreboard and it's 20-2. But Newcastle with the basketball back, looking to extend this lead to 20 in the first quarter. Nice play there for a three-pointer to the corner. Not going to fall. Athletic attempt at the putback. So many athletes on this Newcastle team. They have some good shooters as well. It's a very well-rounded team, at least from what I've seen here in the first quarter. Nearly a travel there on the baseline.
May have been a mercy. No call. Doesn't matter. Turnover anyway. Because, I thought travel would have maybe been called if the game was closer.
Deacon Lyles with the steal. Pass down to Sloan. The lead is to 20, and we have 20 seconds left in the first quarter. So it's been all racers here. And it may be a night where it's going to be all racers everywhere because it certainly was in the girls' game, and it's looking like that so far in the guys' game. We get a foul here out front as Newcastle was trying to go for another steal to cap off the first quarter. But Lawton Macarthur will keep possession and hopefully for their sake get a good look at a shot here to end the quarter.
They just need someone who's comfortable at going to the basket when they catch the ball.
Oh, they're just going to take a deep three here, and that's really not a good shot to settle for at the end of the quarter, but that is how we will end the first quarter of play. It was controlled by Newcastle, and it was all Newcastle. They raced away to a 20-point lead here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. We will be right back with the second quarter of action.
Introducing Pioneer's new fiber internet bundle plans. Start with gig fiber internet, then add up to 3 options like Arlo secure outdoor cameras and a video doorbell. Fast, secure, and made for you. Visit gopioneer.com today.
Back to action here on the Oklahoma Sports Network, live at Racer Arena on the campus of Newcastle, Oklahoma. That quarter was all Newcastle. The home racers really looked apart in that first quarter, leading this one by 20 points at 22-2. And, the offense was impressive with the dunks and such, but I think the defense was really the thing for me that stood out.
Well, every dunk was created by defense pretty much, except for the opening tip. They got dunked on the opening tip. They never really looked back.
So Newcastle will get the possession first as Doncourt is going to drive, and he nearly dunked on a defender on the baseline. They will call a foul, though, and he will get a chance.
Let's see if it's
at more free throws.
Again, not quite at his level right now, but as he keeps playing, he'll get more familiar with where he can take off and dunk and where he can't.
Free throws brought to you by HMS Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. Our second quarter sponsor is Chris Dumm, Allstate agent. Chris knows what life is like here in Newcastle, that you choose your car and your home to fit your lifestyle and your budget. He also knows how important it is to do the same when it comes to insurance. He looks forward to getting to know you and helping you find the solutions that meet your needs. Call today at 405-392-2390 as we get a foul on Newcastle, leading this one 23-2.
I think the refs, seeing that what a mismatch is, may subconsciously will say call it tight somewhat.
Especially on the traps by Newcastle, because, if not, it could result in a breakaway just about every possession.
And I've talked about how even the juniors for Lawton Macarthur are inexperienced. This is going to be, I know it sounds weird, but it's going to be good for them, I think. They realize, hey, this is what we're dealing with sometimes. We have to be able to adjust.
Nice pass there.
That's
and then
good
an
right
even
there.
Better pass to the wing. That was a great look. 4-3. Are we going to get a foul on the three-point attempt? I believe
we are.
So. A little bit of a late call there, but it's going to result in 3 free throws for the Highlanders.
I didn't even think to watch, so I can't say that Sloan did not commit the foul there, but he's bewildered, is Sloan, that they called that foul.
Heading to the line is number 1, Willie Warren. That's a name that used to be an Oklahoma Sooner back in the day.
Well, I actually asked Coach Gagliardi about that. He said there's no connection.
Okay,
so
well.
He may have been named after him. His parents may be an OU fan and liked the name because they already had the last name Warren.
One of my earliest memories of a player for sure. But
that freshman year he had with Blake Griffin was probably my favorite OU team to watch, even more so than the Final Four teams of 02 and 16.
Certainly was a fun team. Yeah, being so young and watching Blake and Warren do their thing was something.
Just to riff on that a bit, I figured if Blake Griffin did not get a concussion, they would not have had to be a 2-seed playing North Carolina in the regional championship.
Yeah, it was a shame that team lost in the Elite Eight, I think it was.
Right. Because
that was definitely a Final Four caliber team.
If they had played anyone else, they may have gotten there. But that North Carolina team had like 3 first-round picks.
So Newcastle with the possession back. Warren was able to knock down 2 of the free throws to get the Macarthur total to 4. As we get a foul down low, number 14.
So more HMS free throws.
Owen Wright, yep. Free throws brought to you by HMS. Owen Wright back to the free throw line, and I've really liked what I've seen out of him so far. Maybe I spoke too soon on the free throw, but
that happens sometimes. But, yes, I agree with you because he made a really good cut to the basket there.
And the 2 3-pointers he's been able to knock down were great shots. And like you were saying, the size he has at 6'8".
Well, he has instincts. He's not a raw player. And like I said, he didn't play last year because he was hurt. But you could tell he played a lot before then. For a 6'8" kid, usually a lot of them don't know what to do in most situations. He has a very good feel for the game. And I think in a couple of years, he's only a sophomore, in a couple of years he could be a phenomenal player for Newcastle.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He looks already like he's a really good basketball player as Willie Warren gets the layup down low. And a full court pass to Folsom is brought in. So lead cut down to 24-6. Well, Folsom was trying to find Williams down low.
Williams is about to get another dunk. So that foul actually saved Lawton Macarthur there. And I think that was on, not the foul, but Isaiah Lopez needs to rotate sooner. Again, when you play a tall team like Newcastle, you have to be ready to rotate when they throw it inside like that.
Oh, nice pass. Folsom inside to Brammer, and that was just very pretty right off the inbound. Gave it to the corner to Folsom, and he fired it right back into the inbounder.
The 2 guards for Newcastle, Folsom and Brammer, the 2 starting guards look very comfortable here.
Shot in the lane, no good.
Did not look as comfortable against Del City a week ago, understandably. Del City boys are pretty good. They made it to the championship game of that Norman tournament, beating Midwest City by 20, which I did not expect. In the first round, and then the second round, I forgot who they played Norman at Norman's court. So Del City boys, again, losing to them, no shame, but it was a game that Newcastle probably felt like they should have won.
There's a new racer in, number 21, Camden Colbert. Haven't seen him tonight. 3-pointers up by Macarthur, and it banks in. Banks open 24-7 apparently. And that was a three-pointer for number 0, Zane Alston, the 6'3" junior forward.
HMS 3.
And TJ Williams gets the offensive rebound down low, and he will head to the free throw line, also presented by HMS.
And we can't thank them enough. HMS really filled out Newcastle by taking 5 different sponsorships. So they're awesome. We can't mention their name enough.
Yep, tremendous stuff by them as the first free throw is off. 26-9 is the score. Early stages of the second quarter here at Newcastle High School. So Williams goes 1 for 2. Newcastle will stay in this press defense, which has been very successful here tonight, enforcing a boatload of turnovers, as Macarthur has really just not been comfortable offensively so far.
Newcastle's holding back a bit right now. There they go. They blitzed the screen.
Warren open in the corner. He'll pump fake and step in for the nice mid-range shot. I've liked what I've seen out of Warren so far.
You kind of like those lefties, by the way.
Yeah.
Warren's one of them. Are you a lefty?
I'm not, but
okay.
I always thought they were hard to defend. I was kind of
Yeah.
going in on that when you were down on your interview or right after. Yeah. Nice play by Folsom on the steal. And then nice over-the-head pass to Brammer, inside to Williams. And that would have been a 10 out of 10 play, but he missed the layup. He will head to the free throw line, though. This ball movement by Newcastle just very breathtaking.
Joey Folsom, just a very different player this game. I think it's not just a matter of, well, Dale City's got the more quick guards who know what to do with the ball, because I'm comparing him to last week. I think the tournament really helped. They had a good tournament run in that Great Plains Invitational, I believe is what it's called. And especially beating Class and SAS, coming from behind in that game, in the championship game. Also, they beat a 6A team in the second round. That's more. So I think this is a Newcastle team that has even more confidence. And that's why when they host Del City in January, that will be an interesting rematch.
Yeah, and playing in tournaments like that can really provide you a chance to build a lot of good team chemistry, especially when you're playing in a lot of games back-to-back-to-back in consecutive days. As we see a full court pass here to Williams, and then a spin in the lane, and then
there we go.
Willie Warren on the layup.
That is some really good passing by Macarthur. It's been a tough game for him, but, down 16, it's not the biggest blowout anymore, and they've started to look a lot sharper this quarter.
Yeah, especially after just 2 points in that first quarter of play. They're figuring it out offensively as they get a stop there. Trying to cut this down to 14 or 13 as the offense is moving the ball a lot better recently. Oh, and that's a tough break there as they're trying to get it to Williams on the edge, but TJ Williams knocks it off his hands, out of bounds, and Newcastle gets the ball right back.
Yeah, Michael Williams, again, he's a big guy, but he's not a long guy like TJ Williams, and TJ Williams has the athleticism along with his size on defense to just really be disruptive around the perimeter when he wants to be.
He's been very disruptive so far tonight as the pass down low is deflected away, and nice defense by Macarthur there.
Very good recovery.
It was an open lane in the middle for Newcastle, but as Jordan said, a tremendous recovery, and they're able to get the steal, and then they turn it over on the very next possession. So,
yeah, Zane Alston was kind of caught sleeping on defense, but he got his hand right where it needed to be when Antwi Donkor caught that. And so, again, Lon MacArthur has shown some good things this quarter on both ends of the ball, both sides of the ball.
Those are the possessions for MacArthur that you have to take advantage of after getting a stop. Would have loved a basket there to cut into the lead. 3-pointers up and no good.
Nice boxing out.
Really good rebound down low by Michael Williams.
Again, I think Antwi Donkar is a player that they're going to leave him open sometimes. They're going to make him prove he can hit shots. He did against Moore on Friday night, but we'll see if he can do that in other games.
You almost have to leave him open because if he drives, you can kiss him goodbye. He's going to score the basket down low. So MacArthur will live with him taking the outside shot. Good ball movement here. Shot in the lane is eventually blocked away. So much length down there for Newcastle. Folsom on the attack. Reverse layup goes. That's pretty stuff.
Well, I'm seeing things from this Folsom kid. We're going to see the replay here. I didn't know he had this bag. He's got a bag, as they call it now.
He does. Free throws brought to you by HMS Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. As the three-pointer's up and no good. Rebounded by Folsom. Ahead to Antwi Donkor. Left-handed layup up and good. Nice Euro step there. And all of a sudden, Newcastle is doing what they were doing in that first quarter, which is getting out, running, scoring, and playing tremendous defense.
Yeah, for Donkor, just the ability to do the Euro step and finish with his offhand. Very impressive.
Warren corner three off the top of the backboard. Not going to go. Newcastle looking to push a little bit here. Folsom has operated the offense magnificently all night. He does it again there with the dime. That's to number 13, Karsten Pepke. Going to have to help me on that one too, but it was a nice layup by him as this lead has blown open to 22 points. Believe this is going to be a full timeout here, so we can go ahead and take a break and be right back with you on the Oklahoma Sports Net.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Welcome back to the Oklahoma Sports Network. I'm Reeves Mitchell. That's Jordan Ray alongside me.
Also, Uriah Martinez on camera. Done a good job. His first basketball game. He's been doing football for Newcastle, so glad we can use him.
Yep, shout out to our cameraman as well. Great stuff. Couldn't do it without him for sure. So it's a 35-13 lead here, and you know, I think Lawton MacArthur's done a lot better job this quarter getting some good looks offensively. But at the end of the day, this Newcastle team just may be too good. Nice maneuver there by Warren, and then Folsom nearly got the steal. We get a foul down low as it was a strong drive by Lawton MacArthur. But, man, the effort of this Newcastle team is something.
Well, that's one of the things that started to change is they got back to their more comfortable lead. Their defense started to really ratchet it up for the first time this quarter.
As the pass goes into the corner, not a good spot to have it against the length of Newcastle, but they're able to get it out of there. Looking to cut into this lead. It's been a better quarter offensively for the Highlanders, but they still trail this one by 22. Warren on the wing for three, not going to fall. Folsom with the rebound, and he will run. Euro step, left-handed layup, goes Folsom. He is having some kind of special first half as we see an HMS replay on that one. And then Folsom draws the offensive foul. I mean, what can't this kid do wrong tonight? I mean, he's doing everything for this Newcastle team, and that says a lot because they've got multiple really good players.
Well, just the way he's able to contort his body when he needs to finish like that, and he's showing he's comfortable with his offhand. Very complete game for Folsom.
Brammer wants to take a left-handed drive, and he scores this time. So this duo of guards for Newcastle starting to take this one over.
Well, all their wing players have been finishing with their left hand this quarter, and they're all right-handed. I think just called Lawton MacArthur's called their last timeout, I think. Yeah.
And then he kind of throws the ball into the scores table, which they were not expecting.
Wow, last time out, and they got within 16 not long ago. And then, again, Folsom has really ignited another run for Newcastle, sort of leaving no doubt right now.
Full time out here. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
Celebrating 10 years. We are the Oklahoma.
Welcome back to Racer Arena on the campus here of Newcastle High School. This is the Oklahoma Sports Network. And all of a sudden, Lawton Macarthur has no timeouts left.
Newcastle hasn't called one yet.
Yeah. So if that doesn't tell you a little bit about where we're at in this basketball game, I don't know what will. You could also look at the scoreboard for that.
Well, yeah, I've never seen that before. So we'll see if Lawton Macarthur, knowing they don't have any timeouts, can play a little bit more poised.
Shot in the corner for three. Not going to go. Rebound by Brammer. And he's going to pass it out front to Antwi Docknar. And he draws the foul down low. So this is a tough customer to stop at the rim. So athletic. And coach even saying, let's dunk that one. Hey, I know you can dunk that one in transition.
Yeah, when he moves laterally like that, it's hard to just get in his path, and you can't really body check him because he's so strong.
Haven't shouted out the head man for Newcastle here tonight, head coach Jesse Brown.
Yeah, he's in his 8th year. He's assistant coach at PC West. Before this, as we see our second HMS free throw. They had a tough year last year. I think they played a tough 4A schedule. They're in 4A, but a very different group. Again, 4 move-ins and Owen Wright, who was hurt last year, and a very different outlook for this team in 5A.
Folsom with the steal. Folsom with the transition lay-in. And this one is certainly getting out of hand for the Highlanders, as it is 41-13 here with just 30 seconds left in the half.
Still running and jumping. That's the name for a full court man trap, where you trap when they cross the timeline.
And that one's out of bounds on the Highlanders.
It's really what both Lawton Macarthur teams need to work on, and I don't know if they'll see much of that against when they play Duncan on Friday, but just how to handle traps.
Maybe a good opportunity here for Newcastle to work on taking the last shot, but Folsom's going to say, nope, I want to just fire a straight-ahead three. That's about his first mistake of the night as that one misses. Full court pass. Lawton Macarthur looking to end the half strong with a corner three. Not going to go. Warren on the rebound. He needs to shoot it. I don't think he sees the clock, and he does not. So that's how our first half of play will end.
Yeah, that's what happens when you play against length and athleticism. You don't see things.
Yeah.
The clock, their teammates, it just becomes a blur.
So 41-13 here at halftime. It is all Newcastle, as the turnovers they've forced. I mean, I think defensively it's really been the big key for them, as it's allowed them to be able to get out in transition and get some dunks, get some layups, get some open shots. And Lawton Macarthur, though it was a better second quarter offensively there, they have struggled to produce consistent offense. So that's where we stand here at the half, 41-13. We will be back for the second half of action here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit CFDOK.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
Like there was a time when you'd have to put a hole there and 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 there. But this is just the same basic hole, and then you pick the direction you want to go.
Just having a 3-mile lateral, I think you're eliminating something like 60 wells that you'd have to put in.
That's a great leap forward.
You're able to tap the reservoir, and you have less of a footprint.
It never fails to blow me away.
Stuck inside for Wi-Fi? Not this summer. With Pioneer Fiber, get backyard Wi-Fi up to 950 feet from your home, so you can binge, game, Zoom, or work straight from your hammock. Add it for just $9.95 a month, or get it free with a gig bundle. That's cheaper than your cold brew fix. Visit a Pioneer store or gopioneer.com and level up your summer.
Welcome back to the Oklahoma Sports Network here on the campus of Newcastle High School. This is Racer Arena. Let's go ahead and get to our third quarter sponsor as we are starting the second half here with Newcastle in big command of this one. Third quarter sponsors Luigi's in Newcastle. Looking for real Italian flavor, Luigi's in Newcastle delivers it. Luigi's came to the U.S. from Vasto, Italy, and now his grandkids are serving the same family recipes that have been loved for generations with a modern twist. Fresh dishes, bold flavors, and true Italian hospitality. Taste the tradition at Luigi's with locations in Newcastle, Chickasha, and Yukon. As Luigi's always said, enter as friends, leave as family. That's our third quarter sponsor, Luigi's in Newcastle. That was the first half really dominated by the Racers.
Yep.
Some elite defense was able to allow them to get out in transition, get some easy looks, and then I thought their half-court offense was really good as well when they had that opportunity too.
Yeah.
The point guard, number 1, Joey Folsom, had a very nice half, just doing a little bit of everything for this team. So
it was weird in the second quarter. We saw 5-0 on one side and 5-0 on the other. 5 fouls on Newcastle, none on Lawton Macarthur, but Lawton Macarthur out of timeouts. They have 0 in that category, and Newcastle has all 5 of theirs. So the scoreboard looks kind of strange that we're looking at right now. And by the way, we want to say welcome those who watched Carl Albert beat Lawton High. A huge win for the Titans, as Lawton High and Carl Albert are two of the teams that are going to threaten for that district.
So Macarthur with first possession of the half. As they will drive in the lane, try and draw the foul. It won't go. Put back attempt, no good either. And that was nearly a foul there, but able to get the ball across. And then nice pass inside to Williams. That was Owen Wright to big TJ Williams. And when you have two big men that can pass and find each other like that, it's almost unfair.
And again, we saw that in the girls' game as we have another steal. Will this be a successful dunk? No,
and he misses
missed a couple.
Again. Man. You know, the score doesn't really make that a crucial mistake, but
no,
you'd like to see him make the dunk nonetheless. So that's tough there. Lawton Macarthur with the basketball, trailing this one by 30.
Keys for Macarthur. Just can you avoid a heavy bevy of turnovers? Some good passing there. That led to a foul. They had some good action away from the ball. And it leads to a trip to the free throw line for them. And so those are the things that they can build on as Gabriel will head to the free throw line.
Going to have 3 new substitutions already for Lawton Macarthur after this free throw. So the free throw is no good. Warren will come in for DeQuan Alston. And Williams will check out.
I'll say the HMS charity stripe has not been kind to Lawton Macarthur tonight, girls or boys.
Zane Alston into the game. Got to wonder if number 10 and number 0 are brothers, DeQuan and
actually,
Zane.
I can answer that. And interestingly enough, according to Coach Gagliardi, it's no. They're not even related.
Wow.
Alston's not the most
2
common
Alstons,
last name.
Yeah, I was going to say.
If there's two Smiths, you wouldn't be surprised.
Uh-huh.
But Alston a little less common.
And another sub coming in now for Lawton Macarthur. It's number 21, Kenny Davis, who I don't remember seeing in the first half. So really a brand new lineup for this team. 23, Silas Furr, about the only one still out there. Throw inside for Williams, not going to fall. But then Folsom gets it right back, steals it, lays it up and in. This kid's been everywhere tonight.
He has. He's been a thief. And I like him for player of the game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was going to say that in the first quarter, but we get a turnover here by Lawton Macarthur. Nice chance here for them, and they score in transition. So nice job scoring off the turnover. But what we know about Newcastle is even off a made basket, they will push the ball. That shot's off the side of the backboard, and Warren with the rebound. So a chance here for Macarthur maybe to go on a little bit of a run, make this game a little bit closer than it is right now. Nearly a foul on Folsom there, but it was not called. And just not a ton of movement offensively right now for the Highlanders.
It's actually a good job for Willie Warren to keep the ball.
Furr with the basketball, and he has it stolen away by Folsom. Behind the back pass, layup up and good.
We have an injured Lawton Macarthur player.
Man, Folsom has just been a highlight machine here tonight as Furr is really shaken up. And he gingerly walks off the court. Not sure where he's going right now.
Well, you know, he hurt his ankle, I think, or some lower extremity. He wants to walk around to kind of see if he can kind of walk off the pain, if that makes sense. It's more of a mental thing than anything else.
Yeah, and he'll head to the locker room there, so hopefully he is able to come back in this ball game. Pass down low to Kenny is not going to be caught, and Newcastle is running yet again. Pass out to Folsom. Can he knock down a 3-2? It was a nice closeout, so he had to end up pump faking. He has orchestrated this offense magnificently here tonight. Brammer's wide open down low, and he will score the layup. Just not very good defense there by the Highlanders, and Newcastle takes advantage of it.
It's kind of a late pass from Donkar, but Brammer was open for so long, didn't matter.
So Macarthur with possession back here. It's been a tough game for them offensively, but you know, a good second half could go a far way in turning their season around. Warren for three, and he's been the bright spot for this team so far, as we're going to get a three-pointer there presented by HMS, Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. Warren, really nice game tonight here by the Highlanders. I've enjoyed his effort. He's really given good effort defensively as well as offense, as Williams puts that one in.
You know, T.J. Williams, more than any player, is the guy that I think can take over a game, especially in the half court.
Yeah.
He's been quiet since his first couple of dunks. Yeah, he had a couple dunks early on. But, you know, for the flow of the game being what it is, you can't really complain.
You were saying it earlier. It feels like he could get a shot every possession if he wanted to. You know,
and
he
that
just
should, yeah.
Oh, and Folsom just picks the pocket of Warren off the glass to Williams for the slam. It's all racers here, as we're going to get an HMS replay on that one, and it definitely deserves maybe 2 or 3 replays. What an action-packed play there. Folsom getting the steal, and then off the backboard, kind of Chris Paul to Blake Griffin, Clippers style.
And that probably will be it for him. As that, what the whistle you heard was, well, it was a Newcastle's first timeout, and then it's pretty much a substitution timeout.
I think that one's good enough to earn him player of the game, in my opinion. I mean, he has been everywhere here tonight, and again, he's really done no wrong in this basketball game. So what a game. As Warren wants 3 the other way, he's not going to get it to go. Out of bounds, back to the Racers. But that was probably our highlight of the night, Jordan.
Yep, and, you know, you can throw those type of plays to T.J. Williams because of how athletic he is and the fact that he's 6'8".
Three-pointer in transition's not going to go for the Racers. Highlanders looking to push with a lot of backups in the game now, understandably so, with the big deficit and just trying to get a look at some different players. Warren wants 3 again, and he puts it in. He's been a nice bright spot tonight here for the Highlanders. A nice lefty stroke. He buries another triple. Presented by HMS Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Well, and he's hit 3, I believe, this game. So that no matter what, how this game ends up, how bad the beating is, that's going to give him confidence against Duncan.
For sure. And they're going to need him to have confidence as Sloan puts that one in. But, man, they could just really use someone to take over offensively because it's been a struggle on that end all night long. But Warren looks like the guy that, you know, can provide them a big offensive spark. That basket is good. I'm trying to get a number. I believe that's number 2 there. That's Sean Jackson, a 6'1" freshman guard. So nice stuff there by the freshman. Three-pointers up and good on the other end, presented by HMS.
It's one of our first Newcastle threes. I don't think it's our very first, but they haven't made a lot. Haven't needed to.
So they answer right back to the 5-0 spurt by Lawton Macarthur, as the Highlanders have the basketball back. Shot in the lane is good. That was pretty by Isaiah Lopez. And you know, their offense, ever since that first quarter, has looked a lot better. The problem is they trailed the first quarter 22-2.
And they still had stretches in the second quarter where they're just turning the ball over so much, and it's demoralizing. It can really make you feel discouraged. But now that they're playing the subs, and they're in a better rhythm anyway, but they're playing the second string for Newcastle, you know, now's a chance to play better and not worry about who you're playing against, but just get confidence.
Get a 3-second violation there against Newcastle. So in the late stages of this third quarter, it's been all racers, but, you know, there have been some bright spots for the Highlanders in this quarter, and particularly the last about 2 minutes or so. They've played a lot better offensively, and, you know, I probably said that too quickly as the turnover comes, but, I mean, it's just a fact. They have gotten a lot better shots here as of late. So Newcastle with the basketball back, and this is getting a little chaotic as we get a 10-second count. So there's some really good effort by the Highlanders, even trailing by a lot.
Well, they have athletes, and it is true for the girls as well. They have athletes, but they don't have size and they don't have experience, and that experience will also lead to a lack of skill at times that you need. But they can pressure you. You know, they can push the ball. They have capable players just as a team, as that's definitely a hand check foul. As a team, you know, they have a few deficiencies. But I could see them, you know, especially after they get a lot of practice in over Christmas break, start to play more competitive games against good teams like Newcastle.
So Highlanders with the ball here to in the third quarter. That's a deep triple there, and it will not draw iron. Falling out of bounds for the air ball. Not the best look of the night for Lawton Mack. And Newcastle gets the basketball back here with 7 seconds to play. Can they cap the third quarter? Shot from the corner for three, rims in and out. And that's how we will end our third quarter of play with Newcastle in more than well control. It's 58-26 here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. We will be back with the fourth quarter of action.
Like there was a time when you'd have to put a hole there and 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 there. But this is just the same basic hole, and then you pick the direction you want to go.
Just having a 3-mile lateral, I think you're eliminating something like 60 wells that you'd have to put in.
That's a great leap forward.
You're able to tap the reservoir, and you have less of a footprint.
It never fails to blow me away.
Celebrating 10 years. We are the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Welcome back to Racer Arena here on the campus of Newcastle High School. Got a fun 2 games for you here tonight, and we are down to our last quarter of action on the night. As the ladies' game, it was all Newcastle in that one. The men's game really has been no different, as the Racers have, you know, really played a nice basketball game here tonight. They started off with a 22-2 fourth quarter lead, and they will get the basketball here first in the fourth quarter of play. A lot of new faces in for Newcastle as well, understandably so. Sloan's going to shoot from the corner. That's not going to fall, and this is a good time to remind you that our fourth quarter sponsor is First United Bank. First United Bank, with over 80 locations across Oklahoma and Texas, is a family bank in every sense of the word. Family owned and operated, built on family values, and treating you like a family. Spend life wisely. Member FDIC.
The interesting thing about Newcastle, is that the boys team, we've talked about what the girls team has in front of them. Going to Arizona this weekend. Very interested to see how they do. And Lawton Macarthur, both girls and boys, have a regular season district game this Friday against Duncan. They'll be back home. But the boys team for Newcastle does not play till January 6th. So they got quite a few days off as far as playing games. But, of course, teams practice over the winter break a lot.
Yeah, when you first said Tournament of Champions, I was thinking about the one in Oklahoma. Because when I was in high school, we played in that one.
Yeah, Oral Roberts.
We played in that tournament. It's a really good tournament for teams around here.
Well, I knew. I was looking at the dates, and I knew they had something that was different. But Carl Albert girls have played in the Arkansas Tournament of Champions, so it's around different states at different dates. And I didn't ask Perinovich how they got into Arizona, but that sounds like a fun trip. Going to Arizona in December.
Yeah, that's a great trip, and that'll be a great team chemistry bonding opportunity for those lady racers.
I'm interested to look at their social media accounts to see how they were doing.
Yeah, it'll be no easy task, as Coach Perinovich told us and you on the court that they have to face a top 10 team of the nation to start that tournament. So it's not going to be easy, but, that's a good thing. And like you were saying early in the broadcast, it doesn't really hurt you to play games like that.
No, and in fact, I don't think it would hurt you back when they had, or in the case of Newcastle last year, which they still have in 4A, where they go by rankings. If you lose out in out-of-state tournaments, I don't think you get bumped very much. And hopefully, I would think coaches, when they do final seeding, if they see you have a lot of losses, but those losses took place in those type of tournaments, then you're not really going to get penalized. But, yes, even now that Newcastle's in 5A, those tournament games do not affect their playoff seeding at all. They're sitting pretty right now, undefeated. Talk about the girls. The boys have one loss, but it looks like they are going to get back in the win column in district play.
Nice steal by Sloan, and he tries to go coast to coast and is eventually fouled down low. So
it looks like they are going to get a win again in district play, talking about Newcastle boys. This Sloan player, very interesting. He's obviously a good athlete. He comes off the bench, and it's kind of his team right now of all the players in. He's the leader in this group, so this is going to be a good experience for him as he gets to the HMS charity stripe.
Free throw is up and good. Second one rims in as well, so nice trip to the free throw line for Sloan. The lead is now 60-26.
I should say where they're playing, talking about Newcastle, they're playing at Santa Fe South on January 6th, and then they get that Friday off. And they'll play Monday the 12th at McGinnis, and we plan to have that game on the Oklahoma Sports Network as another made three for Lawton Macarthur.
Yeah, brought to you by HMS, as that was number 10, Daquan Alston, on the left wing for three. Very nice shot. And again, this Lawton Macarthur offense, obviously under 30 points in the fourth quarter is not what you want.
Yeah.
But on the same note, it's looked a lot better than it did in that first quarter, as Newcastle's going to answer right back with a triple of their own. That was number 10, Alan Price, who we have not heard from here tonight.
No, but Alan Price is someone who I think will play some crunch time minutes for Newcastle when they play in closer games.
Good ball handler.
Yep.
Good shooter as well, so I always want to have a good free throw shooter on the court.
Oh, they had a player wide open in Macarthur on that baseline inbounds play.
Williams down low. We'll kick it back out to Alston. He's thinking about three again. He just made one. Can't get it to go that time. Nice offensive rebound. Down low, though, and the stick back by number 12. And we don't have a number 12 for Lawton
we
Macarthur.
don't. That happens sometimes.
Well, yeah, I've done enough high school games to know that can happen, but
yeah, his name's probably on the roster. But he just had his
I'm not going to guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a really nice play there with the offensive rebound and the little floater in the lane. 4-2, so lead at 32 for the Racers, and they will head back to the line, courtesy of number 21, Camden Colbert, who we've heard from a good amount tonight.
Yeah, so for Lawton Macarthur, as we have more HMS charity free throws, Coach Gagliardi, he knows that this is an inexperienced team that right now is not at the level of a Newcastle or Dell City, and you can throw in not too far behind Class and SAS, really close are they to that top level, and then McGinnis. And then that's where the opportunity is to finish 5th. And if Lawton MacArthur can do that, and they got to handle their business against Duncan and Santa Fe South and Altus, they already beat Altus on the Oklahoma Sports Network, then they can get a 5th seed, and they would play a 4 seed from the other district. They were talking like a Noble or a team like that, and that could be a very winnable game once we get to the playoffs. We're still, 2 months away, but that's something to be optimistic about. And if you win a playoff game, just one playoff game, you're guaranteed a spot in area the following week. And it's something to feel good about. It's extra practices and stuff like that. And it's a rough foul there, but not too intense. So that's what Lawton MacArthur has to look forward to. They can still make some noise in the playoffs potentially.
It's going to be a really interesting postseason this year as well, with the new arena being built on the state fairgrounds.
Yes.
I haven't had a chance to see inside of the new one at all or anything, but obviously.
I'm looking forward to seeing what they have.
Yeah, I am too. Obviously the old arena,
I didn't love it. I know everyone. I never played there, and so and then.
I'll tell you, there was a few dead spots on that court.
Yeah. I believe you. It's just for me, any high school coaching I did, and I did, at Mustang and Midwest City was 6A, back when Midwest City was in 6A, and then announcing 5A, and. It was the first time I was really involved with that, so I know there was a lot of romanticism with that place.
For sure, there was history behind it, but I agree with you.
But I was like, it's not my favorite place, it just wasn't. But
yeah, that's very fair. I think it was time. It was certainly time. As we get the layup down low for Lawton MacArthur to cut into this lead just a little bit.
I just hope that new place has, a good parking setup.
Yeah, I would agree. Wild shot in the lane there by Newcastle. MacArthur looking to push. Our no-name man on the wing is going to shoot a 3. It's going to fall out of bounds.
And people didn't love Lloyd Noble. The last year was.
I was about to say that's another gem that is well past its time.
The problem with that last year they had in 2024 is the lower level bathrooms were closed. That was not fun. But
I think there's more problems than that too.
Yeah, but that was the one that I didn't like. But I'll just say this: the parking was great. It was not a bad walk at all. So those are just the things I deal with. So that's what I think about those places.
Shot in the lane, no good. MacArthur looking to push a little bit. You're talking about Lloyd Noble for high school games?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking about OU basketball games.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I'm glad they're going to move on from that.
Yeah, they really need to.
I'm looking forward to seeing what their new place is like. Although it's off campus, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they always say it's going to be built, and then it never really gets going. So I know there's been rumors about that, but I'm going to have to see that to believe it.
You'll believe when you see it?
Yeah.
I thought it got approved by the right people, but I could be wrong. That's where you need Josh Calloway, but he's covered OU basketball.
He would know
tonight.
for sure, yeah. Josh and I did a stint on the radio together last week. He really love having him on the franchise when he comes on. He's very knowledgeable about the Sooners, obviously, covering them.
Yeah, he doesn't miss their games, even when they play a team with a bunch of losses like Kansas City.
No, he's going every time, that's for sure. Some new subs in for Newcastle now as well. Number 23, Centaurio Boykins. That's a name, too.
Well, I'm very familiar with him in football. He is a really good football player.
Boykins?
Yes.
Okay.
And
what position is he?
Mainly a cornerback, which is a big cornerback. But he also could have been called over the back.
Yeah. Oh.
Late whistle. The ref there hesitated. He's like, do I want to make the call? And she's like, I got to do it. It was that blatant.
It was that obvious. I think she heard us up here say it.
Yeah. But Boykins, a raw basketball player, but, yeah, he is fast and
certainly an athlete
good
if he's
receiver
playing corner.
For him. Yeah, mainly a cornerback. Very good football year for Newcastle. Just a good athletic program.
Really nice take there.
Yeah, I think they'll all, besides being a Final Four team in football and the basketball teams, we've seen how good they are, I expect them to be a Final Four team at least in baseball.
Well, I got to do their game against Carl Albert in football on the radio, and
I was there on the field, unfortunately.
Yeah, it did not go great for the Racers, but
That's everybody.
It often does not go well for anyone against the Titans. I mean, man, they are just a powerhouse.
Nice finish there for the young man.
Especially at football. A couple of these guys from Newcastle right now, we don't have numbers. 33 and 32. We just don't have for you, but
I'm going to ask both coaches next time we have their games for updated rosters.
But yeah, Newcastle was in it for a little bit in the first quarter, but, Carl Albert, as they so often do, just ran away with it.
Well, and I could see
that one had to be cold being on the field.
It was.
I was in the box for that one, thankfully.
It was rough. I didn't want to move.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised to see Newcastle and Carl Albert playing basketball in the playoffs.
Uh-huh.
And baseball they are going to play at Newcastle, and we're going to try to air that game.
Got to do some Carl Albert baseball last year, and they were really, really good.
I think they'll be good again. A lot of Macarthur, by the way, when you mentioned them in baseball, they had a freshman pitcher last year that was really good. So that if you have that as a foundation, I think they'll make some noise in their district, which is with Newcastle. So these schools will see each other in every major sport that we like to call football, basketball, and baseball. They'll be in the same district.
We're under a minute to play here at Racer Arena, 71-39. Newcastle leads it. As we're going to get an interview coming up very soon with Joey Folsom, number 1 guard for Newcastle, who just had a heck of a night all around for this Racer team. Scoring left and right, but I really think the passing from Folsom was something that stood out for me. I mean, he just operates the system very, very well, and he was under control all night long. About time for I guess just for Macarthur to start warming up the bus. They have a bit of a drive back to Lawton. At least this is on the way to Lawton, as they'll get one more layup for good measure to make this a 30-point game, and that's just about going to do it. Maybe trying to score one more bucket. Not going to go. And that is how our game will end. 71-41 final. As Newcastle uses a tremendous first quarter to run away with this one. They led that first quarter 22-2 at the end of one, and they never looked back, winning at 71-41. And they look very well suited to have a great season all around. Let's get our player of the game graphic up. And that fourth quarter, again, was brought to you by First United Bank. And looks like we're going to get a team interview here, similar to the style of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Man.
All right. You got me? Okay, Coach Brown. What was your game plan on defense tonight?
I mean, we just want to come out and play solid defense every single night, so we're working on getting better every single time. We're working on getting better every single day. Defensively, that's kind of the backbone of our team, is learning how to defend at a high level every single game.
Okay, you won that tournament down in Lawton. What type of confidence did that give you guys?
I think it gave us a lot of confidence. I mean, we came off a tough loss to a really good Dale City team. We wanted to get back out there and kind of put on a good show. I think we did that in Lawton.
Okay, you're not going to play for another 3 weeks. Are you going to give these guys a long Christmas break and let them rest and then just play video games during the holidays, or what?
We don't do that. We're going to work. We're going to work.
We're out here putting work.
Okay. Enjoy all these practices you have ahead of you, Coach.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, let's talk to Mr. Folsom here. Okay, you were so aggressive on defense. What led to that?
Just being a small guard, I got to do all the little things. I just got to play defense, get my teammates open, everything.
All right, and same question for you. What was it like playing down in that Comanche or the Great Plains Invitational, winning that tournament, and what did that mean for you guys?
It was great for our team. Coming off a loss with Del City, it was just like a real morale booster, and it was just a great weekend.
And what's important for you these next 3 weeks before you play your next game as far as working on your basketball game?
Making sure I stay safe, get some shots up on the gun, because, stay focused on the grind, get that goal.
All right, your HMS player of the game. Merry Christmas, all right?
Thank you.
Back to you.
That was the Newcastle men's basketball team coming off a 30-point rout of Lawton Macarthur, and you got to love the energy that this team displayed here tonight. I mean, you can tell all those guys really love each other. That's a very family-type environment that head coach Jesse Brown has instilled among his team, and I just love the team interviews. I mean, obviously I'm a Thunder guy, but, man, I love that just kind of team-first mentality that, one guy may win player of the game, one coach may be interviewed, but we're all going to stand with him and do the interview with him. So that was some cool stuff there. Great interview by Jordan from OSN, and we're just about ready to wrap up. I want to get his final thoughts here in a second, but the defense for Newcastle really stood out here tonight, and I thought it was a good question by Jordan to ask head coach Jesse Brown about the defense first of all, because that really turned this game around, and just giving up 2 points in that first quarter, you basically won the game after that stretch.
You get your best shots off great defense most of the time in basketball, and we had a lot of dunks. So we had some missed dunks, but almost all the dunks were set up by really good defense. And at the high school level, especially where you don't always have a lot of dunks, that can really energize your team.
No doubt about it. That's exactly what happened here tonight as Newcastle wins this by 30. They're looking to, have a championship type of season, and they certainly have the guys to do that. I mean,
yeah, it's interesting. Last year they were a 4A team that had a barely under 500 record. But, again, they got some move-ins, and this year it'll be a very different story for them in basketball. I would be surprised if they don't make the state tournament.
Well, as head coach Jesse Brown said, they're not taking any time off. They're going to stay grinding during the Christmas break. So they're going to be locked and loaded and ready to, have a great stretch right after the Christmas break. But
now, I want to recognize one more time our Player of the Game sponsor because they've been doing so much for us. So one last time, how about HMS?
Yeah, Player of the Game, HMS, Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. Again, they're serving residential homes and commercial businesses in Newcastle and the entire metro area for more than 40 years. Roger, Karen, Chris, and the team would love to take care of your HVAC and plumbing needs. Don't stress. Call HMS at 405-392-5413 or go to hmscomfort.com to view all of their services. Also, don't forget to ask about the Comfort Keeper program that provides discounts and keeps your system running smooth and reliable all year long. I think that's going to do it here from Newcastle, Oklahoma. Again, the girls win, the guys win. It was a great night for Newcastle sports all around, getting victories over Lawton Macarthur.
Yeah, and Reese, I want to thank you for filling in on short notice.
Of course.
And let everyone know that we're going to enjoy the holidays, but we'll come back early, just announce some games. January 6th, El Reno at Midwest City, we're going to put on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Monday, January 12th, Newcastle at Bishop McGuinness. And then we got some games in Lawton on the 13th that Eric Sherem and crew should take care of. Midwest City at Lawton High and Dell City at Lawton MacArthur. We're going to try to get both those games on. And then Friday, still kind of interested in Bishop McGuinness has a very good player, both girls and boys in 5A. So they'll go to Dell City on Friday the 16th. And again, I care about all the Metro 5A schools, so I mentioned three of them: Newcastle, Midwest City, Dell City. People might be asking, what about Carl Albert? Of course, we have their game on tonight. But then the next for them is the Titan Classic in third weekend in January. So January will be packed with some good basketball.
No doubt about it. We'll be ready for it and very excited to bring you those games. But for myself, Reeves Mitchell, for Jordan Ray, this was –
And Uriah Martinez.
Yes, and our cameraman. Can't miss him. I did that twice, and that was bad. Right. But that's it here from Newcastle, Oklahoma. Again, the men's and women's team get two big victories over Lawton Macarthur. That's it from us here live on this Oklahoma Sports Network. We will see you next time.
Thanks for watching this presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.